twins? That's impossible. I can't be pregnant. I'm a virgin.
Blood tests don't lie, Miss Smith. What I don't get is how you didn't know that you're pregnant.
Because I've never been with a man. I have never even had sex. I can't be pregnant. Well, this can't be happening. If my father finds out, he's literally gonna kill me.
You should have died with your mother.
Hey, what's up with all the ruckus?
Your daughter tried to attack me.
What?
No, I didn't. She hit me first and was bad-mouthing Mom.
You can't behave that way to your mother. Apologize.
She's not my mother. She's my stepmother, and I'm not apologizing. I didn't do anything wrong.
Go to your room now. I'm sorry.
Do you see what I have to deal with when you aren't around? That's it? You're not gonna punish the little brat?
I'll punish her later. We still need her. Remember?
You're right.
Okay. Let me pour you some wine, okay?
Maybe 2 glasses.
Okay.
Why did you leave me with these monsters? All they do is hurt me every day, and Dad just takes their side. I can't do this anymore. I have to get out of here.
Hey, what do you think you're doing? Nora's trying to run. Go get it now. Go.
What are you doing down there anyway?
I fell down, obviously.
Oh gosh! Here, let me help you.
Who's out there?
Martha, are you okay? I heard you scream.
Put down the bat, it's just a girl. She fell and hurt herself. How many times have I told you to clean this sidewalk? It's so slippery.
It's fine. Oh, thank you guys. I got it. I'll just go.
Oh, no, you need to get some ice on that.
No, seriously, thank you, but I don't want to be a bother.
Oh, bother schmother, come on inside.
Okay, thank you.
Hon, are you sure you don't want us to take you to the hospital? That ankle looks bad.
Oh, no, it's okay. Thank you.
It's really no problem. We can take you to the emergency room and call your family.
No! Sorry. I'm sorry. I ran away from my family, and I really don't want them to find me, and I can't go back.
Why don't you stay here till you're back on your feet? We have a room upstairs, and we can always use a little help around here.
Thank you. I promise I'll be really good help. can I get you?
Coffee. Black.
Okay. There you go.
Thank you, Nora.
How did you know my name?
Name tag.
Oh my god, I am so stupid.
It's fine.
I'm just getting used to it.
Yeah, I'm Justin, by the way.
Well, let me know if you need anything else, Justin.
Of course. More whiskey? Hey, I need all the information you have on Nora Smith and her family. As quickly as possible. Thanks.
Hello. Your usual.
Nora,
Yeah? Is everything okay? You look,
yeah, there's something I need to tell you. Your family, I know that you're trying to hide from them.
But how did you know that?
Well, hey, give me order.
Hi.
Latte.
Yeah, I'll do a latte as well, please.
Yeah, of course. How does Justin know about my family?
What was that, hon?
Nothing. I'm just in my head about stuff.
Justin. I heard. He never had much to say to us, but he sure warmed up to you. Is there something going on there?
No, Martha. He's just a customer. I don't have time for all of that. Thanks.
Nora! I'll find you! Nora. Good morning, Nora.
Dad?
Hello, Nora.
How did you find me? Why did you bring me back?
Do you really think I was going to let my daughter fester in some broken down, beat up diner?
So you stalked your own daughter?
Stalking, I like to think of it more as a father's concern. I have always tried to give you the very best in life.
By letting your wife beat me.
Well, Wendy's a little temperamental.
Well, if that's all you have to say, then let me go.
I'm afraid not, Nora. Your mother kept things from me. Important things. Things that are tied to you.
What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter. You're going to help me get what should have been mine in the first place. Here.
I don't understand. Mom's company?
Yes. Sign it.
No.
Excuse me?
This is mine. My mom's last gift to me. It's not yours. I'm not giving it to you.
Oh, you don't have a choice, Nora.
Yeah, I think I do, Dad. You can't just make people do what you want.
You obviously don't know the real me very well.
What are you talking about?
Never mind. That's okay. We'll find another way.
What do you mean?
Never mind. You just rest up. I'll see you later. Oh, and Nora, don't think about escaping again. Not if you want your little diner family to stay alive.
Wait, please don't do this!
Yeah, no, everything's taken care of. It's not going to be a problem. There's no way she can say no.
Dad,
Hold on a second. What?
did you take me to the hospital? My stomach hurts so bad and I've been throwing up all morning.
Nora, I can't do this now. I've got a busy day today. Just take a pill and go get some rest, okay? We have to be at the party at the Gray Mansion tonight. So I need you to clean yourself up and not look like such a train wreck. Oh, God.
No. That's twins? That's impossible. I can't be pregnant. I'm a virgin.
Blood tests don't lie, Miss Smith. I'm just doing my job here. What I don't get is how you didn't know that you're pregnant.
I have never even had sex. I can't be pregnant. Oh my God. How is this possible? This can't be happening. If my father finds out, he's literally gonna kill me. Doctor, we can get rid of it, right?
But termination is not an option at this stage. Already 10 weeks along, and with your current health condition, attempting it could be fatal.
What am I gonna do now? Should I run away again? What if Dad does something to Joe and then Martha? Even if I run, where will I go? What am I gonna do with these babies?
How hard is it for you to pick up your damn phone? You're home all day. You better be ready when I get there. We can't be late for the Grays' party.
I'm so excited for this party, Mom.
Remember, keep your eye on the prize.
Of course. By the end of the night, Anthony Gray is going to be mine. Ugh. But why did Dad have to bring that bug up?
Every party needs entertainment, doesn't it?
Now look, tonight's really important for us, so don't embarrass me, okay?
Dad, why are we here?
Just shut up and keep walking, all right?
Justin, you're being rude. Eyes away from your phone, please.
I'm sorry if my important business deals are getting in the way of this ridiculous party, Grandma.
Justin, all work and no play make Jax a dull boy. Now, hasn't any of these gorgeous women caught your eye?
You're crazy if you think any of these women here are gonna catch my eye, Grandma.
Nora?
Yes, please, thank you. You may be wondering why I've invited you all to this ceremony tonight. It may come as a shock, but it's nonetheless happy. I'm here to announce the engagement of my grandson, Anthony Gray, to Ms. Nora Smith. You will bear the next heir of the Grays.
What? Engagement?
Henry, what's the meaning of this? An engagement?
Just be glad we're getting rid of her. Angela will find a better man.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Come here, Miss Smith.
No, Dad, I don't want to do this.
You'll be fine.
No, Dad, I don't want to. No.
Go. Just go.
Grandpa, you want me to marry this girl?
You all should be ashamed of yourselves. We need to get her to the hospital, now!
Where's my daughter? Nora Smith.
Mr. Smith,
What?
Nora's pregnant.
What? You little witch! You're pregnant? Do you have any idea what you've done?
Dad, please let me explain.
Explain what? How you got knocked up like a stray cat?
Please,
I want to know who the father is. Now!
I don't know.
Who's the father?
I don't know. I don't know.
Don't know. You are your mother's daughter indeed. I should have known. She was such a fucking slut.
Dad, do not bring Mom into this, okay? I don't know how this happened to me.
No idea you're lying. I want to know. Henry!
I trust you understand the delicacy of the situation?
Of course, Mr. Gray, of course. Yes, I promise you we'll handle this with the utmost discretion. Promise you.
See that you do. I don't want this little blunder tarnishing the Gray name.
No, of course not. Thank you. And don't worry, Nora. We'll take care of everything, including those little mistakes of yours.
Oh, you can't.
We can and we will. We are getting out of here. You come with me now. Come on, let's get out of here. I cannot believe this. This is ridiculous. This is where you'll stay. And you'll stay here until I say it's time to go. Give me that.
So that's it. You don't care about what I have to say? Or what I want? Why do you hate me so much?
You remind me so much of your mother.
No time. The other one is coming.
Hey! Wait! What are you doing to my baby? Doctor, save him!
Push harder, Nora! Harder! It's a girl. Oh my. Wait, Nora! Nora! Security! Security!
Hey, Nora! Stop! Get in the car! Let's go!
Let us go, please!
I can't! Mr. Smith orders, I'll get in trouble.
Please let us go! Just say you couldn't find us, I'll run far away, I'll never get back, please!
Come on, Nora!
I said no!
I didn't want to have to do this. Get up. We have to go. Nora? Nora, wake up. Did you find her?
Yes, Mr. Smith.
Then what the hell are you waiting for? Bring her and the baby back to the house.
Sir. Nora fell and hit her head, and there's a lot of blood, and she's not waking up.
I just asked you to bring her back here.
It wasn't my fault. It was an accident. She was being stubborn.
Shut up.
I can.
Let me ask you, will she survive?
Yes, maybe. If we take her to a hospital, she's losing a lot of blood.
So you're saying she'll bleed out and die if we don't get her to a hospital soon?
Yes. I can take her. We can make it. We can make it.
No, don't take her to the hospital. Dump her. Dump her somewhere far away. Just do as I say, and make sure no one sees you.
And the baby?
Leave the baby too. Let them rot together. It'll tie up all the loose ends. No one will ask any questions. And don't waste time. Call me when it's done.
Our love is a painting on the wall. I am the shadows, you're the storm. Wherever the wind blows, I move along. We're perfect together, but I can't change the weather. It's somewhere in peace. Maybe one day we'll let the sunlight in.
Mr. Smith!
Mr. Smith! The evidence.
Please, one at a time.
Is it true that Nora had run away with her illegitimate child 8 years ago?
And if they're dead, how come no bodies were found?
Was she murdered? Did you even try to find her?
Please, have some discretion, people. I've lost my daughter. Don't you think I would have done everything in my power to find her? I just found out now, myself, after 8 years, that my daughter's dead.
Then why was the search called off just few weeks after her disappearance?
What are you talking about? I followed every lead for years. I lost my daughter. I did everything a father could do.
If that's the case, how come we weren't updated in the first few months?
I'm not gonna stand here and let you make accusations. We just wanted to keep things private. I lost my daughter. My family deserves peace.
Smith, we need to know the truth.
To know about the evidence.
We'll put out a statement or a press conference soon, okay? But not now, not today, please. Let us have some peace.
Mrs. Smith, please, one more thing.
That was quite the performance, darling.
Well, you have to make sure they believe, right? Yes.
I'm worried, Henry. Announcing she's dead? We couldn't find her body. What if she's alive? What if she comes back looking for the boy? And the company, legally, it isn't ours.
They didn't find anything, and there's not a trace of her. Anyway, according to Yvette's will and the company bylaws, if the legal heir doesn't come forward to claim the company within 8 years, it passes on to the next in line. And that would be me. As Nora's father, I now own the company. And she's not coming back.
I hope you're right.
Yes. Let's go celebrate.
What should we do?
Fancy dinner. I'm officially stepping in as the new CEO of Idelian Pharmaceuticals. I want to also announce we have a new collaboration with Mr. Gray of Gray Industries.
Henry, I'm very proud of what you've managed to accomplish.
Cheers.
Cheers to you.
What?
Mr. Smith, there's someone here to see you.
I'm busy right now.
She says it's something important. Sir, it's Dr. Athena.
The Dr. Athena. The surgeon?
Yes, sir.
What would she want with me? Send her in.
Dr. Athena, Mr. Smith is ready to see you now.
Oh my God! Jesus!
You watch where you're going? Well. Who knew I would be running into a beautiful little thing such as yourself? Today must be my lucky day. Oh, my apologies. I'm Anthony Gray, the heir to the Gray Industries. And you are?
I must say I'm quite disappointed. You don't recognize me, Mr. Gray?
I'm afraid I don't. But I'm pretty sure if I have met you before, I don't think I, or anyone else for that matter, would forget a woman like you.
Well, it was a long time ago. And I did look very different.
Well, my fortune then. I get to see you again, gorgeous. Come on, don't torture me. Tell me your name.
I think I'm gonna have to torture you a little bit longer. But I'll see you around.
Oh, wait, hold on. Wait, just...
Anthony, babe.
You know, it could... give... What? Always around?
Hi. Dr. Athena, it's a pleasure. Heard so many good things about you. Please have a seat. Can I get you some water, coffee, anything?
No, I'm good. Thank you.
So, I was just reading the newspaper about your latest successful surgery. quite impressive.
Thank you, Mr. Smith. It's quite weird hearing praise from you.
What's that mean?
Never mind.
So, what can I do for you?
Well, I'm here to discuss a rather sensitive subject.
Oh, really? And what would that be?
It's about your daughter.
Angela, what did she do?
Your other daughter. Nora.
Dr. Athena, I would really rather not discuss Nora. I haven't quite come to terms with her death.
Mr. Smith, you don't really seem like it. How did your daughter die?
Please, Dr. Athena, I just asked you, can we not talk about it? Her death was unfortunate.
Dad, did you see the news?
Angie, what the hell? I have a guest!
Breaking news today. After long 8 years, Nora Smith makes headlines by revealing that she is alive. This self-released video confirms she will be back soon.
Hi, my name is Nora Smith. I am making this video to tell you all that I'm alive.
What?
My life has been a web of lies, and I am coming back to get what's rightfully mine.
Fuck. God.
Unfortunate. Was it? Dad?
What? Wait, what did you just say? Nora, what?
I must say, whew, what a performance you put on there. Did you really think you could just escape everything and leave me like the piece of trash you thought I was? Where is my son? Tell me.
Oh, Nora. What? Did you really think you could just come in here and start demanding things? No.
I am not here to play any more games. Tell me where my son is.
Well, that comes with a price. Sign over your company and maybe we can talk about it.
Never.
I killed you once and I'll kill you again. The whole world barely thinks you're even alive again.
Yeah, Nora, don't be stupid.
I told you I'm not playing games. I recorded our whole conversation.
Give me that!
One click of a button, the whole world's gonna know what you did. Tell me where my son is.
I buried him right after he was born.
No, you didn't.
Yes, I did. He was worthless, just like you.
No, you didn't! Stop! Let go of me!
Get her out of here!
Son!
What the hell?
Solo wants to destroy my father. He deserves to be punished.
Justin Hunt is looking for you.
What?
About your son, he's not dead.
Wait, are you sure?
100%. I overheard your father talking to someone over the phone.
Then where is my son?
From what I understood, they don't know either.
But that doesn't make any sense.
I know, this is also messed up, but don't worry, we'll find him. Just be careful around Justin Hunt. He's enlisted the best hackers to track down Dr. Athena. I'll let you know when I find out why.
Okay, thanks for the heads up, Solo. What the heck is going on? Why is Justin looking for me? Where is my son?
What the heck were you thinking, Pete? You can't just run off like that. You know how dangerous it is out there.
Hey, Justin, take it easy, man.
No, Chester, stop coddling my child.
Mr. Hunt, this isn't the first time Peter's thrown a tantrum. He makes it impossible to teach him. He refuses to apply himself, and frankly, I don't know how a hunt child could be this stupid.
Oh, it's a little harsh, Mrs. Cooper.
I mean, it may not be the hunt gene. It might have to do with his mother's inferior.
You're here to teach, Mrs. Cooper, not pass judgment on my son or his mother.
I'm simply stating the facts, Mr. Hunt. Pete's behavior has been...
Shut up! Hey, buddy. What's going on? Are you having trouble with your lessons? Hey, how about this? Tell me, what's 64 times 25?
1600.
That's right. That's right. What about the capital of Bhutan?
Thimphu.
Exactly. See, you know this stuff, Pete. Why are you pretending like you don't?
Good job, buddy.
Look, you're a smart kid, son. Nobody can make you think or feel otherwise. And nobody's opinions of you matter. Okay? Look, I know I've been really busy with work lately. But I promise I can do everything I can to be here to do more. Okay?
Okay, Dad.
Okay, buddy. Now talk with your teacher a little bit more. Why don't you go to your room for a bit? Mrs. Cooper, you won't be tutoring anymore. And I don't just mean Pete, I mean anyone.
Sir, please, this is my livelihood.
Well, you should have thought about that before abusing my son and slandering his mother. Right? No one is safe around you.
Sir, it'll never happen again.
There, Mrs. Cooper. What do they say? You reap what you sow.
Nora Smith, do you have any idea what time it is now?
I know, sweetie. I'm sorry. Things took way longer than I thought they would.
You promised a movie night with ice cream and you broke it.
I promise I will make it up to you, okay?
No, you must be punished.
Is that so? Okay, how about this? Me and you go get breakfast tomorrow morning and you can choose anything you want. Anything.
Yay, you're the best! Yay!
The Wicked Witch is gone. Poor Pete. Hey, don't worry, Pete will be fine. I must say though, I was a little shocked when you stood up for his mother like that. Thought you couldn't stand her.
Well, nothing's changed. If I find her, I'll destroy her myself. Anyways, how goes the hunt for Athena?
We're close. We should find her any day now.
We need to find her ASAP. All right, we can't go back home until we do. Pete's not safe.
Solo? It's so late.
Nora, get out of there. Get out of there right now.
What's happening?
Your father is sending his men to kill you. I just intercepted a call he had with Mr. Gray.
Hey, wake up! We gotta go! Oh. Come on, we gotta go!
Come out, wherever you want.
Mommy, I'm scared.
The bathroom's cleared. We're running out of time.
She's here somewhere. The intel's solid. What's her name?
Nora.
Nora! I don't know how you found out we're coming, but it doesn't matter. Because I know you're here. You'll be dead soon. But it doesn't matter.
Walk out of here before you regret every second you stay in this room. Lawrence, turn the lights on. Guess we made a bit of a mess. I think I own it all. It doesn't really matter. Lawrence, have security catch these goons before they walk out. Oh, and fire them too.
You want me to set the intruders on fire?
What? No, fire the ones who let them in. Nora?
Justin?
Do you know him, Mommy?
Yes, sweetie. He's an old friend.
I'm also the guy who owns this hotel.
How did you know we needed help?
Well, I was just in the suite next door and I heard some commotion and figured I'd come check. But don't worry. I'll make sure they never bother you again.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Justin, you saved us. Hey, just wait here for a second. I'll be right back, okay? You're safe.
Justin, wait. Stop!
What? Look, get out of my way, Nora. I don't have time for this.
Why are you being so cold to me?
Why does it matter how I'm behaving towards you?
It matters because we're friends. Are you not happy to see me?
Friends? Nora, as of about 2 minutes ago, I thought you were dead.
Justin.
No, save it, Nora. Okay? I don't need an explanation. And frankly, I don't care. Lawrence, I need you to find out who sent those men after Nora Smith. Okay, it wasn't random, it was intentional, orchestrated. I'm thinking either Gray or Smith.
Understood. I'll start digging and report back as soon as possible.
And Lawrence, keep it quiet. I don't want anyone knowing my involvement.
As usual, sir.
Oh, and Lawrence, for heaven's sake, next time the suite next to mine is allotted, run it by me first.
Mommy, I'm scared. What if they come back?
Hey, listen, okay? I'm not gonna let anyone hurt you.
But But they were so mean, Mommy. What if they find us?
Maybe they're not gonna find us. I won't let that happen. I'm gonna do everything I can to keep you safe.
Promise?
Yes, I promise.
Solo, thank you so much for alerting us. You saved us.
Nora, listen, you need to stay alert. Take my advice. Whatever you're here for, get it done and leave. Fast.
Chester, where are you? I've got a meeting in 15 minutes and you're supposed to be here to watch Pete, you idiot!
Hey, bud. So, Uncle Chester's supposed to be here to watch you, and I'm sure he'll come, but I gotta step out now. I gotta go now. Don't open the door for anyone. Got it?
Okay, Dad. Dad?
What's up?
Did you find Dr. Athena?
No, not yet, but we've got people looking for her day and night.
I miss Grandma.
So do I. But you know what? Nothing's gonna happen to her. Okay? Find Dr. Athena today.
Okay, Daddy.
Chester, pick up.
Open up! It's me, Cherry. I live next door. Go away. I'm not supposed to talk to anyone. But I don't have anyone to play with. Can we just hang out for a little while, then I go back? I can't. My dad says no talking to anyone. He won't like it. But what if your dad won't find out? Just 20 minutes, then I go back. I promise. Promise? Promise.
Grandpa, did you hear about Nora? She's alive. You must have known.
Yes, I heard. But what does that change? You're still engaged to Angela, right?
No, forget about Angela, okay? Cancel that. Fix me up with Nora. She's the one I should be marrying.
Oh, now you want Nora because she came back and because she's gorgeous, right?
Nora owns the pharmaceutical company, and Henry has no control over it. If we act now, if I marry Nora, we'll gain control over the whole business. It's the smartest move, and frankly, it's the only move we have.
Let me pretend that I'm impressed with you, because I know your real intention and where your head's at. Maybe you're right. Angela's of no use to us anymore.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean where my head's at?
Wow, I don't know anyone who could draw dinosaurs so perfect. Thanks, but I think your dinosaur is even cooler than mine. Really? I don't really think it is so perfect.
Can I draw a tiny dinosaur on your arm? Show me your hand.
I can't. My dad doesn't like it when I get messy.
How about this? I draw it on your arm, you will cover it with your sleeve, and your dad will never find out.
Well, what if he does find out?
Just a tiny dinosaur on your arm, under your sleeve. It will be our secret, I promise.
Okay, just a small one.
Petey, you have a mole just like mine. See? Right here in the exact same spot.
How is this possible?
Maybe we are connected somewhere, like twins?
Twins?
Me and my mom came here to find my brother. Maybe it's you.
Oh God. Today's the last day on this earth for me. Hey Pete, if your dad finds out that you let someone in, he's gonna yell at you. But he's gonna kill me.
I'm sorry, Uncle, but she's not just anyone. She's my friend.
This isn't a game, Pete. Your dad was very clear. Don't let anyone into this room.
Solo? What's up?
Nora, listen carefully. You need to be cautious. Justin's gone into overdrive. He's appointing several investigators to track down Doctor.
What? But I need more time.
And it seems his money's working faster than your time. They're closing in and you won't be able to stay hidden much longer.
But I can't reveal myself yet. My mother's company is still under my dad's control.
I get that, but you can't keep juggling everything, Nora, not anymore. I've never asked what your issue with Justin is, but if it's not something huge, you need to end it now. Because if he finds out when it's too late, he'll tear you and everything you care about apart.
So, what was so important that you wanted me to come here, Nora?
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna need you to watch that attitude. Because I haven't done anything wrong. So I'm not gonna let you sit here and talk to me like I'm some stranger, Justin.
Well, you are a stranger, Nora, to me.
What are you talking about? I'm gonna ask you one more time, what is your problem with me?
My problem? My problem is that you showed up in my life again. So I'm gonna need you to, maybe leave. This time longer than 8 years. If you really care about my problems.
Is this some kind of joke to you? Do you have any idea what has happened to me? What I've been through?
I don't need to know what you've gone through, Nora. But I know one thing. You're alive. I deserved a phone call. I was helping you with your family, Nora. And then you just left? No goodbye, no explanation, nothing. One call. I thought you were dead, Nora.
It wasn't like that, Justin. I never meant to hurt you, I swear. Okay? I was so scared and I was trapped and I didn't know what to do. My father, you have no idea what my father was doing to me. My life was falling apart. I was terrified.
Save it. Okay, I'm not your escape anymore.
What are you talking about?
You don't understand? Or don't you remember? I helped plot your escape from your father. Because you were getting married to the man you didn't want to be with, carrying the child of the man you did? And using me. Because what? You knew nobody would cross me?
You're crossing the line, Justin. You can't question my character like that.
No. Does your sweet child even know who her father is? Or do you keep using that same old excuse of a lie? That you never slept with me? You know what? I don't even know why I gave you my time. I've got my son to get back to. Bye, Nora.
Oh God. Today's the last day on this earth for me. Hey Pete, if your dad finds out that you let someone in, he's gonna yell at you, but he's gonna kill me.
I'm sorry, Uncle, but she's not just anyone. She's my friend.
This isn't a game, Pete. Your dad was very clear. Don't let anyone into the suite.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cause any trouble. I live next door and me and Pete just found something really strange.
Find what? A camera? In this room? Is Justin watching? Justin, I am so innocent, okay?
Calm down. I'm talking about this birthmark. See, we both have one in the exact same spot. We actually might be twins.
What? Twins? Huh, this is insane. I don't even know what to think anymore. Oh, what?
We are telling the truth. I have a long-lost brother.
Please, Uncle Chester. She's not a stranger. And she knows something about Dad that I think you should hear. You need to hear her.
Knows what? What are you talking about?
Last night, Petey's dad saved me and my mom from some man tried to hurt us. And I think he has feelings for her.
Huh. What's your name? Cherry, right? Kid, I think you need to go back to your suite and never meet Pete again. Not even me. Are you kidding? Justin? Having feelings for someone? That's a good one.
I saw it in his eyes. And my mom said they were friends 8 years ago.
What's your mom's name?
Nora Smith.
The Smiths. I also saw that in the news. Nora Smith's return.
Uncle Chester, you need to help us bring Mom and Dad back together.
Look, if what you're saying is true, then I'm with you in bringing them back together, okay? What the heck, Pete? You're already calling her mom? Clean up these toys. And don't tell your dad.
I swear, Mom, ever since Nora's come back into our lives, it's like I'm being ignored by Anthony.
Angela, you need to take a breath. Maybe you're overreacting.
Overreacting? Are you kidding me? He is ignoring me like he's got nothing to do with me.
We need to figure out a way to stop Nora from reclaiming the company.
Are you really concerned about the company right now? Nora is ruining my perfect engagement.
And what do you think Anthony is marrying you for? Now that Nora's back, he knows that she's the rightful owner of that company.
So he's pulling away because he's worried she might reclaim the company.
Exactly. If the Greys think that Nora has a shot at reclaiming the company, they're gonna start to question everything about your engagement.
We can't let that happen, Mom. I won't let that witch ruin my life.
Don't worry, baby. Your dad will make sure of it.
And so, what if she reclaims her precious little company? What's our backup plan?
There is no backup plan. If that happens, we're done.
know something we can do if things go south. You and Dad can set me up with Justin Hunt.
Honey, if you want us to stay alive, erase that thought from your mind. It'll never happen, not even in your wildest dreams. Trust me on this one.
I'll call the ambulance. No, we can't wait for an ambulance. We have to act fast. What are you gonna do? You're not a doctor. We need to wait for the ambulance.
Elevator's next. We can't wait for an ambulance.
You don't understand. This is a hotel, not an ER. If something happens to him, we'll be liable. You're not trained for this. Please. Dr. Athena?
Now, unless you want his death on your conscience, get me a first aid kit now.
What's going on?
Mr. Hunt, someone had a heart attack. You're not gonna believe this. We had a doctor here. 911?
Nora? You're Dr. Athena. Wait. Nora. Wait. Why did you hide the fact that you were Dr. Athena from me?
Well, I was gonna reveal it to you today, but you messed that up yourself, so.
Well, you being Dr. Athena doesn't change anything. You still should have contacted me, Nora.
If I would have contacted anyone from my past, it would have gotten me and my daughter killed. Justin, the day that I met you, my entire life turned upside down. My father took me. I found out I was pregnant with twins, and then before I could even process, I was engaged to this Anthony guy. When my father found out I was pregnant, he locked me in his basement until I gave birth, and then I only made it out with my daughter. I have been chased and hunted for years. And this entire time, I've been thinking about one thing only. Save my daughter.
Nora, I'm so sorry.
So why were you so desperate to find Dr. Athena, huh?
It's not for me. It's for my grandmother. She's been in a coma for months, and my family is blaming my son for pushing her down the stairs and causing her condition. But look, I know Pete didn't do it. But my Uncle Raymond he's threatening to kick him out of the family and send him to juvenile detention. Nora, no other doctors have given us any hope. My last chance to save my son.
Your son?
Yes, my son Pete. I know he didn't do it. But the only person that can confirm that is my grandmother.
I want to help you.
You do?
I want to do everything I can to save your grandmother.
Thank you. Thank you, Nora. Uncle Raymond? What are you doing here?
You didn't think I'd just let you bring some kook in to treat my mother, did you?
This kook is a world-renowned neurosurgeon. She's on her way here now.
All the experts from all over the world have checked my mother. You think your hotshot doctor is going to tell us something different?
Perhaps not, but I need to try everything I can before I give up. Nora.
Mr. Hunt?
Hey. right this way. We'll be right back, okay, bud? Here.
I'm gonna need all of her reports and talk to her doctor.
Of course. Whatever you need, I'll have it immediately.
You did it, didn't you?
Huh?
You pushed her off the stairs. I saw the surveillance footage.
I didn't. I was.
Stop lying to me, boy. Your father's not going to be around all the time to protect you. So you better admit the truth now.
I didn't push great grandma downstairs. I didn't.
Explain the CCTV footage.
You're the one who's lying. I know you were there that day.
My mother. Now you're spinning lies against me. Tell me, who's teaching you how to do this? Justin or your mysterious mother? You bet. Get your hands off of my child.
Is everything okay? Why are we yelling?
You saved my grandma. Mom, please.
How is she?
It was an invasive procedure, but it went well. The hard part's over now, so all we can do is sit back and hope. We'll be watching her vitals all night.
Okay. Of course.
You guys should go back and get some rest. You look like you've been hit by a truck.
Yeah. Well, we'll wait until whenever you're ready.
What?
Well, I figured we're both going back to the hotel. We could just take you.
Oh. No, that's not necessary. I still have a bunch of cleaning up to do, and I'll just take a cab back.
Yeah, sure thing. Did you change your mind?
No, I can I ask you something? It's been bothering me for a while.
Yeah, what's up?
Let's just go over here. It's about Pete. Where is his mother?
Nora.
Look, don't get me wrong. It's so heartbreaking seeing him grow up without a mom. Trust me, I know how it is. And I could just see it in his eyes when he calls me mom.
Doctor, I appreciate your concern. And he may have called you mom, well, because he's still a child and you're a figure of authority. I'm sorry he did that. But rest assured, I am more than enough for my child.
I'm sorry, I don't want to overstep. Look, I know you're a good father. I really do, but what if his mother wants to come back?
I won't let that happen.
Really despise her that much?
Dislike her? I feel nothing but hatred for that woman. Good night.
My mother ran away? Why? medicine.
It was you, wasn't it? You pushed her and then blamed Pete. Justin, no. Don't lie to me.
Yes, I did it.
One question. Why?
Because I wanted my son to be the successor of the Hunt Empire, not you or your son.
Call a family meeting. Now.
I'll take care of her.
Mommy, are you okay? You look tired. You look sad.
Yeah, sweetie, I'm okay. These last few days have just been a lot, you know? But now that I have my cherry time, I should be all right.
Oh no.
What, sweetheart?
I forgot my dinosaur. Oh, my crocodile. Can I go get it?
Yeah, of course. Here, just be quick.
I'll be right back.
Your daughter's adorable.
Dad? What are you doing here?
You didn't think you could actually escape, did you?
What do you want?
No. You know what I want.
Just give up, Dad. I'm not giving you the company. It's mine, and it will never be yours, ever.
Watch what you say, though. There's nobody here to protect you anymore. Not even the great Justin Hunt. Just can't figure out why he's helping you.
Maybe. Because we're not all selling our souls for money like you, Dad.
Yeah, right. Justin's such a saint. How else could he have built his business empire in such a short time?
What is your point?
The point, Nora, is the guy you trust just might be the threat. Think about it. He knows a lot about you.
There's something I need to tell you. Look, your family. I know that you're trying to hide from them. I deserved a phone call. I was helping you with your family, Nora. Thank you. Nora.
How did you know my name?
Nora?
Is Dad right? Was Justin trying to play me?
Wow. You know, Dad, it's really funny how you think you can still manipulate me. The old Nora is dead. You killed her, remember? Hey, sweetie.
Oh. Hi, sweetheart. It's good to finally meet you.
Mommy, who is this?
Nora. You haven't told her about me? I'm your grandpa, sweetheart.
No, you're the bad guy.
Yes. See, I've told her everything she needs to know.
Really? Have you told her why you're back? Your mommy's back to find your brother. Mm-hmm. Got a little surprise for you.
Dad, is that my...
Well, Nora, I'm tired of all this, Nora. Here. Sign this, and you can have your son.
You can't be serious.
Nora, I'm tired of all this. I know I'm a sellout, but you Do you really value your company over your son? Hasn't he suffered enough because of your selfishness?
Mom, no!
Not right now, Cherry, okay?
He's lying! My brother!
That's their smart move.
Grandpa's lying!
Cherry,
What are you
please.
doing?
Stop!
Stop! What are you doing? Stupid little girl! What's wrong with your child? What?
I'm gonna have to ask you to leave.
Do you have any idea who I am?
I don't care. Please, you're being a nuisance to the rest of the guests. Please leave without causing a further scene.
Fine. We'll see if you're working here next week.
Cherry. What the heck was that? Do you have any idea what...
I'm sorry, Mom. I couldn't let you do it.
But why? Your brother is with them.
No, that's not my brother.
Please stop throwing tantrums.
I know who my brother is.
Cherry, you better not be joking right now.
It's Pete.
Pete? Justin's son? What the heck are you talking about?
We met and I went into his room and we have the same birthmarks. He's your son.
I buried him right after he was born.
And about your son, he's not dead.
Mom, I'm so sorry. I should have told you. Please talk to me.
You knew everything. Everything that I've been through. How could you do this?
We met and I found out about that we were brother and sister when you were too busy at work.
That's enough, Cherry. Just stay here, or I'll be back.
Mom, where are you going?
Nora, what are you doing here?
I need to know something. I need to talk to you.
What? What's the matter? You look...
Where's Pete?
He's in his room. Why?
Can you just bring him out? I'd like to see him.
Why?
Can't you just bring him out?
No, I can't just let you talk to my son. Tell me why.
You want to know the reason? Fine. I want to know who Pete's mom is. Who is she, Justin?
Nora!
Just tell me, Justin. I deserve to know the truth. Who is she? How did you find him? Where did he come from?
I've already told you. I don't like talking about her, okay?
Fine. If you won't tell me, then I'll ask Pete. He's got to know something about it. Pete, where are you?
Nora, you're crossing a line.
I don't care. Pete!
Nora, get out!
No, I'm not leaving until you tell me who Pete's mom is. Look, Justin, I know this is hard, but I just have to know. Do you know who his mom is? Have you ever met her? I mean, are you really Pete's biological dad?
Damn it, Nora! I've already told you. I won't talk about that monster who abandoned her child. And what the heck do you mean, am I Pete's biological father? Why the sudden interest in Pete?
Because I deserve to know the truth.
Deserve? What do you mean you deserve? You mean nothing to me or Pete. Just because you helped my grandmother...
We've known each other for years.
Known each other? Oh, you've got some nerve.
What? What does that mean?
Nora, I was there for you when you needed me the most. And what did I get in return? Radio silence. disrespect, lies. You used me, Nora. And then you just disappeared. And now you show up here at my door demanding answers.
That is not what happened. I don't have it in me to re-explain everything. That is so different, Justin, so different.
Different? How is it different? Because it suits you? Because the great Nora Smith shows up and finally acknowledges my existence?
Justin, do not twist this. This isn't about us.
How is it not? You're standing here in my home, questioning my son and his parentage. When you don't even know your own.
What did you just say?
You heard me.
You're a coward.
I'm not a coward. You are. You ran away. Just like your mother.
What? You know about that?
I know everything about you and your parents. Do you? Your mother was pregnant with you when she ran away, before she even married Henry. That's right. Henry's not your father. He was only ever in it for the money. He still is. That's why he killed your mom. That's why he's after you now.
No, my mom, she did.
Now, history repeats itself. Like mother, like daughter, a trail of fatherless.
You know they warned me about you! And I didn't listen, but they were right! You are cruel. I just need to know one thing, and then I will get out of here. Do you know who Pete's mom is?
No.
Miss Smith, why did you bring us here today?
Love the hair.
Thank you all for coming on such short notice. For years, Idealan Pharmaceuticals has been known as Henry Smith's legacy, but I am here to set the record straight. I recently discovered that Henry Smith is not my biological father. Justin was right. Henry's not my father.
Unbelievable. Are you sure?
I have the DNA test right in front of me. Solo, I even took the samples myself. Everyone's been lying to me my whole life.
And according to company bylaws established by my late mother, Yvette Anderson Smith, only direct blood descendants can inherit the ownership of Idealan Pharmaceuticals. This means that I, my mother's only child, am the legal, rightful owner of Idealan Pharmaceuticals. For years, Idealan Pharmaceuticals has been known as Henry Smith's legacy. But I am here to set the record straight. I recently discovered that Henry Smith is not my biological.
You knew. You knew this whole time she wasn't yours, didn't you?
No. I can explain. What's with the luggage?
I'm leaving you, Henry.
What? No, you can't.
Oh, you don't expect me to stick around with a penniless man, do you?
No. I'll find a way to get the company back. I promise, okay? Come on, I did this for us. We're a team, remember?
Yes. No, you didn't. You did this for you. Otherwise, you wouldn't have lied to me our entire marriage.
I can explain, okay? I can explain.
I don't care. We're done. I'm done.
You can't leave. We have a prenup.
Oh, you did this all for us, huh? You know what? I spoke to my lawyer. She said our prenup can be proven disvalid because of your deliberate deception. I could take you to court and throw you in jail for what you did.
Angie, please. You can forgive me.
This is what you get for lying to all of us for 25 years, Dad.
Let's go, sweetie.
Oh, God.
I risk you discovering that Henry's son is not my biological father.
Mom, where are we going? What about Pete? Are we going to get him? But he's my brother. He has to be with us.
Cherry, just pack your things, okay?
But you're his mom.
Cherry, stop! Please.
I want to know my mom, Dad.
Pete.
Didn't you help me find her and be with her?
Son.
Why did you have to be so mean to Nora and Jerry? They're leaving because of you.
Son, she's not your...
I hate you.
You took everything from yourself, Henry.
I sent a voice message to Solo before I confronted my father, Henry. Solo. He's called me in at his office. Be ready for a ghost transfer. A big one. And reverse it on my signal. I sent the message. The city's hum was fading as I stepped into the elevator. Henry's office reeked of power and stale cigars. He sat behind a massive mahogany desk, a cruel smile twisting his lips. Nora, always punctual. Cut the crap, Henry, I said, my voice flat. Tell me about the father of my children. Information has a price, he purred, his eyes glinting. A chime sounded from his phone. His smirk deepened as he checked the screen. Good girl, he purred. Now here's what you really paid for. I don't know who their father is. My hands clenched into fists, but I kept my composure. But, he continued, I do know who your son is. Peter Hunt. The name hit me like a physical blow. Pete, my son, Justin Hunt, Henry continued, relishing his words. He'll bury you. I stood. Thanks for the information, Dad. Another chime. The smile vanished. You, nice doing business, I said, turning as he slammed his fist on the desk, the sound echoing through the opulent room. That night, Justin sat in his dimly lit apartment, his phone vibrating on the counter. He answered immediately, his voice softening. "Hello, Grandma? How are you feeling? Did you settle in?" "Much better, Justin," his grandmother's warm voice replied. "Now tell me, how's my darling Pete?" Justin's smile faded, his gaze drifting to Pete's closed bedroom door. "Grandma, Pete's upset. He asked about his mom and I lied. Oh, sweetheart, he's just hurting. And then there's Nora." Justin hesitated. "I don't know how to fix all this. Then maybe it's time for a fresh start. A new city, a new home. You're more than welcome to stay with me here." Justin nodded. "We'll come. That's a wise decision, my dear boy. And don't worry, no harm will come to Pete while I'm alive." Justin set the phone down, his gaze lingering on Pete's door. This is the right thing to do. Later that night, I leaned against the hotel window, my fingers tightening around my phone as I called Solo. The line barely rang before he picked up, his voice thick with sleep. "Nora, what's wrong?" I didn't waste time. "Where's Justin right now?" Solo exhaled sharply, suddenly more awake. "Why?" I clenched my jaw. "Because I need to get to Pete. He's my son, Solo, and I'm going to take him back." Silence. Then Solo, always too rational for my liking, said, "And then what? Make Justin trust you, get close, make him let his guard down, make him fall in love with you." I froze, then let out a sharp laugh. "I hate him, Solo. I don't want him." "Then forget about Pete," Solo said simply, "because Justin Hunt isn't giving him up." His words hung in the air like a death sentence. "Forget Pete?" No, that wasn't an option. I took a deep breath, steadying myself. "Fine," I said, voice firm. "I'll do it. But only for Pete." Solo let out another sigh, then said, "Well, Justin just moved to New York." I straightened, my grip tightening around my phone. "Then I guess I'm going to New York too." Solo sighed again, but there was a note of approval in his tone. Then let the games begin. The next afternoon, I walked through Central Park, Cherry skipping ahead, pointing at an ice cream cart. "Mom, ice cream," she chirped. I ruffled her hair but kept my focus on my phone. "Solo, what time does Justin usually come here with Pete?" Typing sounds filled the line. Then, "Same time every day for the last 4 days. Should be any moment now." I took a deep breath. Perfect. It'll look like a coincidence. I turned slowly, my breath catching. Justin Hunt stood at the park entrance, and beside him, Pete. Before I could move, a soft gasp came from behind me. "Yvette, is it you?" I turned sharply. An elegant woman stared at me with wide, glassy eyes. What? I stammered. She shook her head, pressing a trembling hand to her lips. "I'm sorry. For a second, you looked just like her. It's impossible. Wait." My voice was sharper than I intended. "Did you mean Yvette Smith?" She hesitated, then turned back, her gaze locking onto mine, full of certainty. "You're her daughter, aren't you?" My breath caught. "How do you know my mother?" "What else do you know?" She exhaled deeply, her voice almost a whisper. "Everything." "Would you like to meet your family?" Family. The word felt like a trap, a weapon. Part of me wanted to vanish, to erase this encounter, but the other part, the part that had lived in the shadows, fueled by unanswered questions, screamed for answers. "I'm Melissa, Simon Anderson's wife. Simon is your mother's brother, your uncle. That makes you our niece." My breath hitched. My uncle? A family? A sudden sharp image of Justin flickered in my mind. He'd warned me about trusting too quickly. "My name is Nora, and this is Cherry, my daughter." Melissa's eyes softened, but I saw a flicker of something else, something I couldn't quite place. "Your grandmother. She longs to see your mother. She would be overjoyed to meet you." I don't know," I said, my voice tight. "I need time." Cherry tugged at my hand. "Ice cream, Mama?" Melissa smiled, a bit too brightly. "Of course, sweetheart." I knelt, holding Cherry's gaze. "We're going to meet, family, but stay close, okay?" Cherry nodded, her eyes wide. "Okay, Mama." The Anderson home was opulent, suffocating. Simon's eager welcome felt rehearsed. I was a puzzle piece they were trying to fit, but the image was unclear. "You look just like her," Simon said, his eyes searching mine. "Mom is waiting," Melissa said, her voice strained. Mrs. Anderson, blind and frail, sat in a rocking chair. "Nora," she whispered, her voice trembling. "You have your mother's voice. Where have you been?" "I didn't know about you," I said, my voice flat. Cherry ran to her, a bright spot in the tension. "Hi, Grandma." Mrs. Anderson embraced Cherry, tears streaming down her face. "My sweet child." Then she reached for me. "May I hold your hand?" I hesitated, then placed my hand in hers. "You feel just like her," she whispered. Later, in my mother's untouched room, I dialed Solo. "Solo, I need everything on Simon Anderson, Melissa Anderson, and Cheryl Anderson. And Justin Hunt. Find out if and how he knows them. Harmonia Pharmaceuticals." "Clean. Too clean," Solo said, his voice laced with suspicion. "Justin's been seen with Simon. He's been asking questions around town, too." "What's going on?" "They're my family," I said, my voice tight. "But something's off. And Justin, he's involved. Damn. Be careful, Nora. You know Justin plays his own game. Always," I said, hanging up. A painting crashed to the floor, revealing a hidden letter. "If you're reading this, I've done what I must. Ian Smith, I owe you the biggest apology." Ian Smith? The name was a dead end. Mrs. Anderson stood in the doorway. "Nora." "Grandma," I said, offering a small smile. She handed me a locket, your mother's. Inside, a faded picture of my mother. "Why?" I asked. "Because you belong," she said, her voice soft. A few days passed. The Anderson home felt less like a trap, more like home. Cherry was thriving, and Mrs. Anderson seemed lighter. "Would you mind if I looked at Grandma's medical files?" I asked Melissa. "Of course," she said, handing me the folder. After reviewing the files, I made a decision. "I'll be back later," I told Cherry. "Be good." That night, I went to Mrs. Anderson's room. "Grandma," I said. "Say it again," she whispered. "Grandma, come sit," she said. "I think I have a medicine that might help you see," I said. "You're like her," she said, smiling. "Always helping." "I trust you," she said, taking the medicine. "Good night, Grandma," I said. "Good night, Nora." As I was trying to fit into my new family, he found out that I was in New York. He picked up his phone and dialed his most trusted resource, Chester, Justin said, his voice tense. "I want you to find out what she is up to. Why is she in New York?" "Sure," Chester replied. He hung up. His gaze drifted to a photo on the dashboard, a young boy, smiling. "I won't let them take you," he whispered. The next morning, Cheryl arrived, bright and friendly. "It's so nice to finally meet you, Nora," Cheryl said, smiling warmly. "I'm Simon's daughter." "Hi, Cheryl," I replied, my eyes narrowing slightly. Simon's phone vibrated. "Justin Hunt," he said, his eyes hard. "I'll be back." Melissa noticed my tension. "Do you know Ian Smith?" I asked. She froze, her eyes widening. Cheryl's panicked voice echoed through the house. "Mom! Dad! Grandma won't wake up! Her eyes, they're swollen!" We rushed into Grandma's room. Melissa, Simon, Cheryl, and me. Grandma lay still, her breathing slow. "Grandma's still sleeping." Cheryl's voice was laced with panic. Melissa knelt by the bed, gently shaking Grandma's shoulder. "Mom, wake up." Cheryl grabbed a pill bottle from the nightstand, frowning. "These aren't her usual meds." "I gave them to her," I said calmly. "It's a treatment for her eyesight. The drowsiness is a side effect. But what if it's too strong?" Melissa asked, her voice tight with worry. Simon stepped forward, his tone reassuring. "Nora is a doctor. Yvette was a medical genius. I trust her." Melissa reluctantly agreed. We left, but Cheryl lingered, her eyes fixed on the pills. She slipped one into her pocket. "What is she up to?" "I need to know what this is," she muttered. Hours later, I found Cherry, her little face scrunched with worry. "Grandma's still sleeping." "She'll be better soon," I reassured her, giving her my phone. 20 minutes, like always. Cherry took the phone, but instead of playing games, she called Chester. "Chester, can you give the phone to Pete?" I heard Pete's grumpy voice. "Cherry? Pete, are you okay?" Cherry asked brightly. "Yeah, I guess," Pete muttered. "Dad brought me to New York." "We know! Mom came here too," Cherry exclaimed. "And we found Mom's family. I can't wait for you to meet them." Chester overheard, thinking, "They deserve to be together. I have to help." Later, I learned from Chester that he went to Justin's office. "Is everything okay between you and Pete?" he'd asked. Justin sighed. "No, he keeps asking about his mom, and I don't want to talk about her." "Then why not give him a mom?" Chester suggested. "Marry someone, give him a mother figure." "What?" Justin asked, his eyes narrowing. "What about Nora?" Chester continued. "You liked her once, and she has a daughter? Pete wouldn't feel so lonely. That's enough." "Get out, Chester," Justin said coldly. Chester left. Justin stared at the ceiling. "Nora as Pete's mom? Never. She betrayed me. I won't let her near Pete. Or me." The next morning I was enjoying my coffee when Melissa approached, her face tight with anxiety. Nora, Simon and I have a very important meeting this evening. It's critical for the company. Would you consider coming with us? Your presence might be beneficial. What kind of meeting? I asked, sensing her tension. Melissa glanced at Simon, who looked equally strained. It's with a potential investor. They might be our last chance. Simon nodded. We need this, Nora. Please. It could save everything. Seeing their desperation, I nodded. All right, I'll come. Later that evening, a man was already seated, his demeanor cool and professional. I froze. Justin? A wave of shock and disbelief washed over me. What is he doing here? Melissa and Simon exchanged uneasy glances, seemingly oblivious to my reaction. Justin cut to the chase. Your company is in a precarious position. You need a significant boost to survive. There's only one thing that can save you: the formula for the carefree pill. Simon's shoulders slumped. I don't have it anymore. Then I'm afraid I can't help you, Justin said, his voice flat. Without it, your company is finished. What is Justin doing here? What does this mean? I stepped forward. You want the carefree pill? Justin raised an eyebrow. Yes, it's the only thing that would make this meeting worthwhile. I can give you something better, I said, my voice steady despite the turmoil inside. The original formula, the one my mother created. Justin's expression shifted, a mixture of surprise and skepticism. You have it? I do, I confirmed, and I'm prepared to produce it, but there will be a cost. Simon looked at me, a mixture of hope and confusion. Nora, are you sure? Yes, I said firmly. I am. Justin leaned forward, intrigued. And what cost would that be? The same cost as the pills themselves, I responded, pulling out a single pill. $3,000 a pill, and I can produce 10,000 pills a month. Justin's eyes narrowed, processing the information. You are a shrewd businesswoman, Miss Smith. He looked at Simon. It seems your niece has saved the day. I watched him closely, my mind still reeling from his presence. Justin turned his gaze back to me. Okay then, thank you. Is there anything you want in return? Was this my chance? The chance to find Pete? I took a deep breath. Will you give me whatever I ask for? He held my gaze, his expression unreadable. Yes. Will you give me whatever I ask for? I asked Justin. Yes, he said instantly. I took a breath, willing myself to say what I wanted here to say. I want your... Justin grew impatient. Go on. I exhaled. Your forgiveness, I said finally. Justin hesitated. Then, after a long pause, he spoke. I can try. I nodded. That's enough for now. With that, he turned and walked away, disappearing into the crowd. Soon after the meeting ended, we came home to Anderson Villa. Everyone sat in the living room. I stood near the doorway, watching as Simon spoke into the phone. Cheryl says they've already produced 50 pills based on the formula you gave her. His voice was almost breathless with disbelief. I can't believe it works. We really can mass-produce the carefree pills. Melissa's voice was soft and thoughtful. It seems Yvette did improve the formula after all, and now Nora's brought it back to us. Melissa stood and moved toward the kitchen, her hands busying themselves with the dishes. Then, without looking up, she spoke gently. Nora, would you like to help me in the kitchen? I nodded, stepping in beside her. We worked in silence for a moment. But then, Melissa, who is Ian Smith? She froze. But then she took a deep breath and spoke. Have you heard of the Smiths of New York? I shook my head. No, I don't think so. Your mother was once engaged to Ian Smith. I nodded as Melissa continued. For a while. When I first heard your last name, I thought, maybe she was pregnant with Ian's child. But no, different Smith. Melissa continued. Anyway, Ian Smith was unstoppable. Under his leadership, the Smiths nearly surpassed the Hunts. But then, your mother disappeared. She paused, and he fell, hard. I stood frozen. Melissa shook her head. He retired, left everything to his nephew. Joel Smith, I murmured. Melissa nodded. Joel took over, she said, her voice quiet. But Ian, he never moved on, never got married. And just like that, another layer of my mother's past unraveled before me. Inside Smith Mansion, Ian Smith lay motionless on a large grey bed, his breathing shallow, his face pale. Joel stood at the doorway, anxious. How is my uncle? Tina, standing near the bed, answered without looking at Joel. His body is failing. His will to live is gone. A heavy silence fell over the room. Then she spoke again. There has to be another way, she said, desperate. Joel hesitated, choosing his words carefully. There may be one, he finally admitted. Tina's head snapped up. What is it? Joel didn't respond immediately. Instead, he opened his palm. Inside, resting in his hand, a half pill. Tina sucked in a sharp breath. That's... Joel nodded before she could finish. The carefree pill. His voice was quiet. Tina's eyes widened. But that pill is worth a fortune, she whispered. Joel slowly closed his hand into a fist. Have someone buy them, he ordered. Quietly. Tina gave a small nod. The Andersons won this round, he admitted. But if we don't make a move, they'll rise above us. Don't worry, Tina assured him. I'll handle it. Nora Smith and the Andersons will be crushed. Back home, Grandma and Melissa led me into the study after dinner. Mrs. Anderson's eyes, now fully healed, scanned my face with kindness and curiosity. Cherry must be 8 now, she said gently. It's not good for her to stay home all the time. Aren't you going to send her to school? I've thought about it. I met Melissa's gaze. Which is the best school nearby? The best around here is Golden Sunshine School. Grandma frowned. It's hard to get in, though. I tilted my head slightly. Why? It's the best in New York. The students come from elite, wealthy, or powerful families. I nodded slowly. What do they look for? Melissa's expression turned thoughtful. Parents must either be exceptionally talented or very wealthy. They evaluate the family's status as much as the child's ability. I narrowed my eyes. What qualifies as a special talent? Melissa gave a small shrug. Major contributions to society or... She hesitated, then added, holding a top-class black card. I knew what that meant. An unlimited credit card. The kind of wealth that wasn't just money. It was power. Influence. Only a select few in the world possessed one. The mysterious Imperial League controlled them. Tycoons, power players, politicians. Rumors suggest that Justin Hunt has one, Melissa added, which is why he commands such respect. Then, a sharp ringtone cut through the moment. My phone. I glanced down at the screen. A name flashed across it. My brows lifted slightly. Why is he calling me? Melissa noticed me staring at the phone and gave me a curious look. Aren't you going to answer that? I hesitated for just a second before turning away and swiping to accept the call. Hello? My voice remained steady. On the other end, a familiar rough voice. Where are you? Sylvester Zabe. I'm in New York, sir. What's the matter? Oh. A beat. The Smiths are looking for you. They want you to treat someone's illness. My fingers tapped lightly against the desk. The Smiths? Ian Smith? There was a slow pause before his response. You don't have to go. He isn't sick. He just doesn't want to live anymore. That was unexpected. He continued. His internal organs are failing. They're using the carefree pill to keep him alive. Even if you go over, can you make him regain his will to live? A flicker of something crossed my mind. I understand. Thank you for telling me, sir. Is there anything I can do for you? Sylvester's tone softened. Carrying on my skills in traditional medicine would be the best way of repaying me. That's all I ask. Let me know if you ever want me to visit. He scoffed. You're not a kid anymore. Stop being so clingy. I'm hanging up. I stared at the phone for a moment before setting it down. Melissa's voice broke the silence. What was that about? I exhaled, my voice light but vague. Oh, just an old teacher. Later that day, I took Cherry to a park close to our house. The park's dappled sunlight should have been peaceful, but a knot of unease tightened in my chest. Cherry's small hand was warm in mine, her laughter a bright, innocent sound as she pointed at a squirrel. But I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. I saw him, the man in the stark white suit. He kept his distance, but his eyes, cold and focused, never left us. It wasn't a casual glance. It was a steady, unnerving observation. This wasn't the first time I'd seen him today. Mommy, look! Cherry tugged on my hand, her voice filled with childlike wonder. I forced a smile, but my heart hammered against my ribs. I couldn't risk Cherry. My fingers trembled as I slipped my phone from my purse, dialing Solo's number. His calm, efficient voice answered. Solo, it's Nora. I need you to do something for me, I whispered, my voice tight. I'm at the park, near the Willow Grove, with Cherry. There's a man following us. White suit, looks expensive, very observant. I've seen him several times today. Describe him. Solo's voice was sharp, professional. I quickly relayed his appearance, my eyes darting around the park, searching for any other sign of danger. I don't know who he is, but he's making me nervous. I need you to find out who he is and why he's following us. Quickly. Understood. I'm on it. Stay put and keep Cherry close. I'll have an update for you within the hour. I ended the call, my hand shaking. I knelt down, my eyes meeting Cherry's innocent gaze. Sweetheart, let's go get some ice cream, okay? I'm suddenly really wanting some. I held her hand tighter, my senses on high alert. Every rustle of leaves, every passing shadow felt like a potential threat. I would protect my daughter no matter what. Back at the Hunt mansion, the psychiatrist, Dr. Albright, a man with keen eyes that seemed to see straight through to the soul, gestured for Justin to sit in a plush leather armchair. Dr. Albright steepled his fingers, his expression grave. Mr. Hunt, we've run a battery of tests on Peter. His cognitive abilities are exceptional. Off the charts, in fact, but... He paused, choosing his words with the precision of a surgeon. His emotional development is not progressing at the same rate. It's as if his mind is a racing engine, far outstripping the chassis meant to contain it. Justin leaned forward, his usually impeccable posture losing its rigid edge. What does that mean, Doctor? Is he ill? It's not a simple illness, Mr. Hunt. It's a dissonance, a profound disconnect between his intellect and his emotional capacity. He perceives the world with an intensity, an understanding that most adults never achieve. But he lacks the emotional filters, the coping mechanisms, to process those perceptions healthily. Justin's jaw tightened. Is there a cure? There's no cure in the traditional sense, Mr. Hunt, Dr. Albright said, his voice low and somber. He leaned forward, his eyes locking with Justin's. This is where you come in, Mr. Hunt. Pete needs stability. He needs routine. He needs unwavering support and, above all, understanding. He needs to feel safe. Can you provide that for him? Because frankly, Mr. Hunt, his future depends on it. The weight of his words pressed down on Justin, heavy as a physical burden. He stared out at the rain-streaked window, the storm outside now dwarfed by the one raging within him. He thought of Nora, of Pete's comment that he had low emotional intelligence and how to make a connection with Mommy. He knew what he had to do. Back at Anderson Villa, I slung Cherry's bag over my shoulder and made my way downstairs. Melissa's voice called out, "Where are you going, Nora?" "To an interview," I replied. Her expression shifted slightly. "At Golden Sunshine," I nodded. "But we haven't secured an appointment yet. I've asked my family, but they haven't responded." Before I could respond, Cheryl came down. Cheryl asked, "Does attending that school even matter?" Melissa's demeanor shifted. "Nora's situation is different. If Cherry doesn't get in, it'll be harder for Nora to settle here." I observed Cheryl quietly as she started shaking her head. Even if she gets a recommendation letter, she won't pass the interview. Melissa responded in a measured tone. "That's why it needs effort." I finally spoke. "You don't have to beg them. I already have an interview spot." Melissa and Cheryl both turned to me, surprised. Melissa's voice came first. "How did you get it, Nora?" "I arranged it myself." Melissa was taken aback. "But how?" Cheryl, however, seemed less impressed, more suspicious. "We can do this later," I said, glancing at the clock. Before I could finish, my phone rang. "I see Cheryl is looking." I answered immediately. "Hello?" A voice came through the line, urgent. "Nora, brace yourself. I think your father is planning something big to destroy you. I visited your father's place today, and I overheard him talking to someone on the phone." "And?" I asked. Lisa hesitated, then spoke. "Nora, he was talking about destroying you. He said he'll get the money you owe him by hook or by crook." I remained silent for a moment then. "Don't worry about it, Lisa." My voice was calm. "I'll be careful. Thanks for telling me." After disconnecting the call, we pulled up to the grand entrance of Golden Sunshine School, slowing the car as he approached the gates. As he rolled down the window, a security guard immediately stepped forward with disinterest. "Please park outside. Visitors aren't allowed to drive in." Melissa frowned. "We're here for an interview." The guard simply pointed toward the designated visitor parking lot outside the gates. With a sharp exhale, Melissa turned the wheel and parked at an empty spot. I unbuckled Cherry's seatbelt, took her hand in mine, and stepped out. Just as we reached the entrance, a sleek Rolls-Royce Phantom stood up at the gates. Without hesitation, the guard stepped aside, waving the car through without a single question. From behind me, Melissa scoffed. Maybe we should have brought the Ferrari. Once we got inside the gates, we saw that the interior of the school was grand, almost like a 5-star hotel. Melissa scoffed, her arms crossed. "I don't want to be rude, but this place isn't for kids like Cherry. You don't have to prove anything." I turned to her. "It's not about proving anything. She needs the right environment to thrive. Lowering myself to Cherry's level, I met her wide eyes. If you can stay here for 3 months without revealing who you are or using any family influence, I said gently, I'll grant you one wish. Cherry's face lit up. Anything? I smiled. Anything, Melissa sighed, as if they'll even let her in. Melissa expected a grueling interview, but instead of a long drawn-out process, the principal simply handed me a neatly folded bundle. This is Cheryl's uniform. She can start tomorrow, he said with a warm smile. Melissa's mouth fell slightly open. Her eyes darted between me and the principal, confused. Wait, what? That's it? Her voice held pure disbelief. I accepted the uniform with an easy smile. Thank you, Principal. We appreciate it. I turned and walked out, holding Cherry's hand. Melissa, however, remained frozen in place. But what about the interview? The tests? The process? She struggled to make sense of it. The principal chuckled. Oh, they were exempted from the process. It's lengthy and would take weeks. We didn't want Miss Smith to go through all that. When we got the call from someone in corporate about Miss Smith, we had already started preparing the uniform. Melissa swallowed hard before quickly following us outside. The ride home was unusually quiet. Melissa just kept staring at me without saying anything. Once we reached home, we heard a strong, low-pitched voice coming from the living room. Why didn't you wait for me, Melissa? I was only an hour and a half late. I walked in with Cherry. Melissa followed. Melissa stood in the middle of the room. Across from her, Simon sat on the sofa. You need my help to get into a school like that, you know, Simon added. Melissa said lazily. Cherry was accepted without an interview. Simon's face hardened. That's impossible, he said sharply. Only the Hunts, the Smiths. Melissa cut him off. Doesn't matter. Cherry got in. Her classes start tomorrow. As I took Cherry's hand and started up the stairs, I heard Melissa mutter under her breath. It must be Justin. He must have helped Nora. That night I was trying to sleep when my phone suddenly rang. I groaned, but the moment I saw the name flashing across it, my drowsiness faded. Justin Hunt. Hello, Miss Smith. His voice was smooth. I rubbed my temple. What's up? A brief pause. Your Aunt Melissa just called. She wants you to invite me to lunch. As a thank you for the recommendation letter. Of course. I should have known Melissa wouldn't let it go. I opened my mouth to protest, but before I could even get a word out, his amused chuckle came through the speaker. So, when are you planning to invite me? I shut my eyes briefly, realizing there was no point arguing. He wasn't going to drop this. Might as well get it over with, I muttered. Noon tomorrow? A small hum of approval followed. Okay. Then, after a pause, his voice lowered slightly. About the recommendation letter. I didn't tell your aunt it wasn't me. Want to keep it that way? Yes, please. For a second, silence stretched between us, comfortable yet charged. Then I casually added, and about lunch? You should bring your son, too. I could almost hear his hesitation. Then, noted. The next day, the Anderson mansion was quieter than usual. I was heading toward the door when Melissa intercepted me. Did Cherry go to her first day at school? I nodded. Yeah, I dropped her off this morning. Melissa hesitated for a moment before continuing. Okay. There's a dance party in a few days. You should come. Meet some people. Sure, I muttered absently. But Melissa wasn't convinced. As the door shut behind me, I heard her murmur to herself. What if she doesn't know how to dance? From the couch, Simon said, Then don't dance. Simple. It's a dance party, Simon. I'll call Cheryl's dance teacher. At least she should learn the waltz. When I almost reached the location Justin sent me, a subtle smile tugged at my lips. I'm finally going to see my son today. When I reached the restaurant, I was taken to a private dining room. When I opened the door, my eyes immediately sought out the familiar figure I had been waiting for, a hopeful smile forming, until it abruptly vanished. Justin sat at the table with a coffee cup in hand. No Pete. My jaw clenched. Where's your son, Mr. Hunt? My voice was steady. Where's your son, Mr. Hunt? My voice was steady. Justin took a slow sip of his coffee before responding smoothly. He has classes, of course. There was no Pete, just Justin. A quiet sigh. Reaching for the coffee in front of me, I took a sip. Justin raised an eyebrow. That's Hacienda La Esmeralda? Quite rare? I barely blinked. Tastes like coffee. He chuckled. You have no appreciation for the finer things, Miss Smith. Before I could respond, a waiter entered, setting down an exquisitely arranged plate in front of him. Great, I said flatly, eyeing the dish. We can leave when you're done. Justin picked up his fork before replying. I ordered 6 more courses. You're joking. Justin took a slow, deliberate bite. After a few minutes of silence, he finally broke it. So, how's your daughter? Adjusting well? His tone was casual. She's fine. He leaned forward slightly. And your new family? Settling in nicely? I exhaled. My patience was running thin, and I had no interest in indulging in his probing questions. These are all boring questions, Mr. Hunt. Justin smirked. Oh? What would you rather discuss? My gaze flickered to the bottle of wine on the table. Without breaking eye contact, I reached for it, spinning it between my fingers. Let's play a game, I said smoothly. Let's play truth or dare. There's no need for games. You can just ask, Miss Smith. I leaned forward slightly. Okay, how did you and Pete's mother come to have him, Mr. Hunt? The smirk faded from Justin's lips. For the first time during the entire meal, his voice carried a warning edge. Be careful with your questions, Miss Smith. Justin sat across from me, completely focused on his meal, deliberately ignoring me. I leaned forward slightly. Do you still talk to Pete's mother? He didn't even flinch. His fork moved smoothly from plate to mouth, as if I hadn't spoken at all. I watched him carefully before pressing further. How did you two meet? Still, nothing. Come on, Justin. My voice remained light. She must have been someone special. Justin suddenly slammed his fork down. Stop with these questions, please. Silence. Then his voice came again, firmer this time. I don't want to talk about that horrible woman. I didn't respond. Then his gaze lifted to mine, cool and calculating. What about your daughter's father? A slow smile curled my lips. Cherry's father? Unfortunately, there's something wrong with his brain. Justin frowned. He's kind of an idiot, I said casually. Goes on and on about fighting and killing people every day. And he thinks that every woman in the world owes him something. Gets mad at people for no reason. Since he called Pete's mom a horrible woman, it's only fair I curse him a little too, right? An eye for an eye. I smirked internally, but Justin's frown deepened. Something wrong with his brain? He repeated. Can't you treat him? I waved a hand dismissively. He's very ill. I can't cure him. Justin exhaled, shifting uncomfortably in his seat. There was something about my answer that unsettled him. His next words came out more hesitantly. Why did you have a child with him? I suppressed a laugh. Who knows? I said, tilting my head as if the thought hadn't occurred to me before. Maybe God thought he shouldn't be left without an heir. Justin scoffed, his voice laced with sarcasm. So you were pretty much just doing charity then? Leaning forward, he smirked. After all, apart from you, he probably won't be able to find any other woman for the rest of his life. I rolled my eyes, pushing my plate aside. I'm full, Mr. Hunt, you. Suddenly, Justin's phone rang. He answered. Yes, any updates? Good. Get me all the details on that property in Manhattan. Yes, immediately. And have the legal team review the zoning laws. He placed the phone back down. Real estate in New York? I asked, raising an eyebrow. Not a great time for it, Mr. Hunt. I'd consider the stock market instead, right now. Tech stocks, specifically. There's a lot of potential there. Justin chuckled, a hint of sarcasm in his voice. Ah, so you're a stock market broker now, Miss Smith, giving me investment advice between courses? I appreciate the concern, but I think I'll stick to what I know. Besides, property is a tangible asset, unlike those fleeting digital trends. I'm not done yet. Before we continue, I said, pausing, I wanted to thank you for the recommendation letter for Cheryl. It meant a lot. Justin smiled, a softer expression than he'd shown all meal. It was my pleasure. I adore Cherry. She and Pete get along so well. If Pete had a sister, I imagine she'd be just like Cherry. I scoffed, pushing back my chair. Take your time to eat. I'll leave first. Justin, leisurely cutting into his next bite, didn't even glance up. Is this how the Andersons treat people they've agreed to have lunch with? With a sigh, I sat back down, crossing my arms as I watched him. My gaze flickered with something unreadable. 2 hours later, Justin finally placed his utensils down, dabbing the corners of his mouth with a napkin. I straightened immediately. Finally, I waved at the waiter. Check, please. The waiter smiled politely. Mr. Hunt has already taken care of the bill. I blinked, turning toward Justin. It's my treat this time, he said smoothly. You can treat me next time. I narrowed my eyes suspiciously. Next time? I followed him out of the private room, my mind already planning a million ways to ensure there would be no next time. Suddenly my phone rang. Pulling out my phone, I quickly answered. Miss Smith, you need to come down to the school immediately. Something happened to Cheryl. My entire body tensed. What happened? Please just come as soon as possible. I turned to Justin. I have to go. He frowned. What's wrong? When I reached the school, I strode through the entrance until I spotted Miss Lynn, Cherry's teacher, rushing toward me. Miss Smith, I cut her off sharply. Are all the kids okay? She hesitated, momentarily caught off guard. Yes, they are. And the teachers? She was confused. Yes, they're fine. My eyes narrowed. So who did Cherry beat up? The security guard? Miss Lynn's mouth opened. What? No, Miss Smith, Cherry fainted. I stopped mid-step. Fainted? I repeated. Cherry's perfectly healthy. She must be faking it. Miss Lynn looked exasperated. No, she really fainted. For the first time, I was concerned about Cherry. Where is she? In the dance studio, Miss Lynn said. Without another word, I followed her. I walked in to find a group of teachers hovering around Cherry, who was lying on a mat. A girl in a dance costume, Sinead Lowe, was crying dramatically beside her. The school doctor stood up as soon as I entered. Don't worry, Miss Smith. I've checked her. She's fine. She likely fainted due to distress. I knelt beside Cherry, taking her wrist. Her pulse was strong, too strong for someone who had actually fainted. Oh, this little actress. Cherry remained motionless, but I lightly tickled her palm. She twitched. Then she tickled me back. Mommy, she whispered, don't tell on me. I coughed, masking my amusement. What happened? Whitney Lowe, Sinead's mother, stepped forward. Your daughter is so short-tempered and sensitive, she started. Just one little argument and she faints. I didn't blink. And yours cries for hours because someone else danced better. Whitney's smirk faded, but she recovered quickly. Talent without discipline is nothing, she scoffed. I turned my gaze to Cherry, who was now fully alert, sitting up with an innocent expression. Guess we'll see about that, I murmured. Your daughter has a poor physique, Whitney declared. Too stiff and awkward. She should be replaced. From beside her, Sinead clapped gleefully. Yes, replace her. Don't let her go on stage. Miss Lynn, visibly tensed, spoke up. But I think Cherry danced pretty well just now. Which part of that was good? Whitney scoffed, cutting her off. Who's the professional here, you or me? Miss Lynn, I said. Would Cherry be allowed to participate if someone more qualified than Mrs. Lowe vouched for her talent? Whitney's smirk twitched. Her arms tightened across her chest. Until you prove otherwise, Whitney said. Cherry is banned from my classes. With that, she turned to leave. I smoothly stepped in front of her, blocking her path. She froze, her irritation evident. What are you doing? She snapped. Mrs. Lowe, shouldn't you apologize for bullying my daughter? Absolutely not. I took a step closer. You will apologize, I said, or you won't like the consequences. For a moment, Whitney shivered. I'm sorry, she muttered. I yawned, stretching slightly before turning to Cherry. Let's go. As the door swung shut behind us, I could almost hear Whitney screaming. Then, I'm calling the police. Whitney's furious voice rang out behind us. She threatened me. I'll have her arrested. The principal strolled into the dance studio and walked toward Whitney Lowe. His voice was calm but authoritative. Mrs. Lowe, we don't know who Miss Smith is, he began. But we've been instructed by certain important people to treat her with the utmost respect. We can't afford any trouble. For a brief moment, Whitney's face twisted with disbelief. Important people? What does that mean? On our way back home, Cherry sat in the front passenger seat. Mommy, will you be asking Aunt Tanya to come back to America for my sake? She asked. I raised an eyebrow. No, why would you think that? Cherry folded her arms. But Aunt Tanya loves dancing, and she's better than Mrs. Lowe. A quiet chuckle slipped from my lips. Smart girl. She's coming next week to judge a festival, that's all. Cherry's face lit up instantly. Oh, that's so exciting. As we stepped out of the car and headed inside the Anderson mansion, Cheryl rushed toward us. Nora, she called out. I really want to thank you for the formula. Cheryl's grin widened as if she'd been waiting for the perfect moment. She said, I want to take you out for drinks. You have been very nice to me, Nora. I smiled. Yes, we will. Sure. Soon. Back in my room, I sank into an armchair, pondering how to get Cherry back into the dance team. Whitney Lowe's arrogance was infuriating, and I knew Cherry deserved a chance to shine. Inside Justin's dimly lit study, the air crackled with unspoken tension. Chester stood before Justin's desk, his expression grave. Chester stated, his voice low and urgent, "I've traced several anomalies, encrypted communications, and suspicious entries in the access logs. Someone is actively targeting the research being held for Pete's future." Justin leaned back in his leather chair, his gaze sharp. Who? Who would dare? "I suspect our uncle," Chester replied, his voice barely a whisper. "His ambition has always been a concern. But this feels different, calculated, dangerous. He desires Pete's inheritance." Justin's jaw tightened. He wouldn't risk Pete. He knows the consequences. "He's desperate, Justin," Chester countered. "Pete is the sole heir to the Hunt fortune. If the research, which is a vital part of Pete's inheritance, is compromised, the power shifts. It shifts to him." Justin rose, pacing the room. "We need to tighten security, Chester. Every access point, every communication channel. I want constant surveillance on Pete. No one gets near him without my express permission." "Understood," Chester said, nodding. "But Justin, we need to consider all angles. We need allies." "Allies?" Justin questioned, his voice laced with skepticism. "Who can we trust?" "Nora," Chester offered, his tone carefully neutral. "She's shown a genuine interest in Pete. She's intelligent, resourceful." Justin stopped pacing, his gaze fixed on Chester. "Nora? You want me to trust her? After everything?" "She cares about Pete, Justin," Chester insisted, "and you, I believe. We need to consider all options, especially now. She could be an asset in protecting the research, and therefore Pete." "I appreciate your concern, Chester," Justin said, his voice firm, "but I won't use Pete as a pawn. I won't use anyone as a pawn. I still have reservations concerning Nora, and I will not risk Pete's safety. We must focus on securing the research that is being held for Pete and finding out who is trying to harm him within our own family." Chester sighed, his gaze dropping. "As you wish, Justin, but I fear we are underestimating the danger. We need to act quickly." Justin nodded, his expression grim. "Then we will act. But we will do so with caution and with absolute certainty." Cherry sat on the edge of my bed, her small shoulders slumped, her usually bright eyes dimmed with unshed tears. "Mommy," she whispered, her voice a fragile thread. "They laughed at me." I knelt beside her, my heart twisting with a fierce protectiveness. "Who, Cherry? Who dared to laugh at you?" I kept my voice gentle, but a cold fury was already building within me. "Whitney and Sinead," she choked out, tears finally spilling down her cheeks. "They said I was lying about Justin Hunt being my father. They said I was just a nobody trying to pretend. I wanted to dance, to show them, to prove them wrong, but I messed up." I pulled her into a hug, my fingers stroking her soft hair. "Oh, my sweet girl. Their words are empty, Cherry. They're cruel and small. You are talented, strong, and they're just jealous of the spark they see in you." I felt a bitter taste in my mouth, the familiar sting of injustice. "But I need to show them," she insisted, her small fists clenching, her voice gaining a desperate edge. "I need to make them regret it. I need to make them see that I'm not just some kid they can push around. And you will, I promised, my voice firm, laced with a quiet determination. I'll find you a teacher, someone who will make Whitney Lowe look like an amateur, someone who will reveal your true brilliance and make them swallow their words." I thought of the best dance teachers I knew, each with a unique skill set. "Aunt Tanya?" she asked, her eyes lighting up with a flicker of hope. "She's the best." "Not this time, sweetheart," I said, a flicker of something unreadable passing through me. "We'll find someone else. Someone unexpected. Someone who will surprise them all." Later in the grand living room of the Hunt mansion, Pete sat beside Justin. The room, usually filled with a cold, formal atmosphere, held a rare moment of tenderness. Pete sat beside Justin on a plush sofa, his small face filled with a pure, innocent adoration. The contrast between Pete's innocent gaze and Justin's guarded expression was stark. "Daddy," Pete said, his voice soft, "I like Cherry. She tells funny stories, and she's not like the other kids. She's brave." Justin's expression softened, but a shadow of worry lingered in his eyes, a darkness that seemed to deepen with every passing moment. "I know, Pete, but you have to understand. I'm trying to protect you. Not everyone is as kind as Cherry. Some people have other motives." Pete's brow furrowed, his innocent eyes questioning. "Protect me from what, Daddy? From who?" Justin's jaw tightened, his gaze hardening as if he was looking at an invisible enemy. "It's complicated, Pete. There are people who might try to hurt you, people who want what you have, what you represent. But I won't let that happen. I'll always keep you safe. His voice was heavy, full of a pain he couldn't quite decipher, a fierce possessiveness that bordered on desperation. He looked at his son with a raw, almost desperate protectiveness, as if Pete was the most precious thing in the world, a fragile treasure he held close to his heart, a treasure he would defend with his life. As I was leaving the living room, Cheryl approached me, her eyes bright. "Nora!" she exclaimed, her voice cheerful. "Don't forget, you promised to take me out for drinks. I'm really looking forward to it." I smiled, though my mind was still racing with worry about Cherry and Justin. "Of course, Cheryl. I haven't forgotten. Let's do it tomorrow night, okay?" Cheryl's smile widened. "Perfect. It's a date." I stepped outside the mansion. I needed a moment alone to clear my mind and focus on the task ahead. I headed towards a nearby park, a place I often sought for solitude. As I walked, my phone buzzed, a familiar tune signaling an incoming call. I pulled it out of my pocket and saw Solo's name displayed on the screen. I hesitated for a moment, unsure if I wanted to answer. The conversation with Solo always left me with a lingering sense of unease, but I finally pressed the answer button. "Solo," I answered, my voice low, wary. "What have you found?" "Whitney Lowe's teaching methods are brutal, as expected," Solo said, his voice laced with a hint of dark amusement. "But if you want to really make her pay, if you want to deliver a blow that she won't forget, you should use Tanya. She's unmatched, a force of nature on the dance floor. It'll be a spectacular revenge, a performance that will leave them all speechless." "I don't want to drag Tanya into this," I replied, my mind already racing, piecing together the fragments of a puzzle I didn't fully understand. "I need something else. I need you to dig into Pete's birth history. I need to know how Justin Hunt acquired Pete. Everything, every detail, from the moment he entered Justin's life." "That's a delicate request," Solo warned, his voice laced with a hint of caution. "Are you sure you want to open that Pandora's box? Some secrets are best left buried." "Yes," I said, my voice firm, unwavering. "I need to understand. I need to know the truth, no matter how dark it might be." As I hung up, a chill ran down my spine, a sense of being watched. I turned, my gaze sweeping across the crowded street. The same man in a pristine white suit stood a short distance away, his eyes fixed on me, his gaze cold and unwavering. I had seen him before, lurking at the edge of my vision. A silent, unsettling presence, a phantom in the bustling city. Him again, I breathed, my heart pounding against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat of fear. I took a step towards him, intending to confront him, to demand answers, but he turned and vanished into the crowd, slipping away like a ghost, leaving me with a cold, hollow feeling, a sense of dread that settled deep in my bones. The morning sun streamed into the breakfast room, casting long shadows across the polished mahogany table. I sat across from Melissa, the air between us thick with unspoken questions. She had been unusually quiet, her gaze fixed on me with an intensity that made me uneasy. "Nora," she began, her voice hesitant, her gaze lingering on me as she stirred her tea. "I've been wondering about you and Justin." I took a sip of my coffee, trying to appear nonchalant, but my heart skipped a beat. "What about us, Melissa?" "Well," she continued, her voice carefully measured, "I know you're living here, and you're involved with Cherry. You seem to have settled in quite comfortably, but I don't know much about your past, about how you and Justin, how that relationship came to be." She trailed off, searching for the right words, her eyes searching mine for any sign of discomfort. I offered a polite smile, but I felt a growing sense of unease. Melissa's curiosity felt probing, almost invasive. "My past is complicated, Melissa. There are things I'm not ready to discuss, and my relationship with Justin is still evolving. We're focused on what's best for Cherry." I deliberately steered the conversation away from myself and Justin towards Cherry, hoping to redirect her attention. "Speaking of Cherry, she's been doing so well. She's really enjoying her time here. I'm grateful for how welcoming everyone has been." Melissa seemed to accept the change of topic, at least for the moment, but her gaze lingered on me, a hint of suspicion in her eyes. "Yes, she's a bright girl. Justin is very fond of her. He seems different when she's around." A wave of protectiveness washed over me, a fierce desire to keep Cherry safe from whatever undercurrents were swirling within this house. And I'm very fond of her too, Melissa. She's become very important to me. Melissa nodded slowly, her eyes still fixed on me. Of course, I can see that. But I'm just curious, Nora. About you, about Justin. It's only natural, isn't it? I forced a smile, trying to maintain a facade of composure. Perhaps, but some things are best left unsaid, Melissa. For now. After breakfast, I found a quiet corner to make a call. I needed to talk to Chester. I dialed his number and he answered almost immediately. Chester, I said. It's Nora. I have a request. Of course, Nora. What is it? He replied, his voice calm and professional. I'm going out tonight with Cheryl, I explained. I was wondering if Cherry could spend some time with Pete. They seem to enjoy each other's company. There was a brief pause on the other end of the line. Then Chester's voice softened slightly. That's very thoughtful of you, Nora. I appreciate your concern for Pete's happiness. Yes, Cherry is welcome to spend time with him. Thank you, Chester, I said. I'll make sure she's ready later. I'm glad you're here, Nora, he said, a hint of sincerity in his tone. Both Pete and Justin seem lighter when you're around. It's good for them. I felt a warmth spread through me, despite the underlying tension that always seemed to linger in this house. I care about them, Chester. I know you do, he replied. We all do. As I ended the call, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The memory of the man in the white suit resurfaced, a chilling reminder of the unknown dangers lurking in the shadows. I glanced around, but the hallway was empty. Still, the feeling persisted, a sense of unease that clung to me like a second skin. Later that night, my phone rang. It was Solo. Nora, Tanya Turner is coming to the city, he said, his voice laced with a warning. Tanya? I asked, surprised. Yeah, she's judging a dance festival. Be careful, Nora. I hung up, a knot forming in my stomach. Tanya's arrival meant trouble. In the evening, Cheryl and I went to a bar to unwind. I was still unsettled by everything, the man in the white suit, Solo's warning, the strange undercurrents in the Hunt mansion. I ended up having too much to drink. The world around me swam, the music a distorted echo. Desperate to make some kind of sense of it all, I pulled out my phone, dialing Justin's number. Mr. Hunt, I'm drunk, I slurred, my words thick and clumsy. So? He asked, his voice cold and distant. Name your price. I want to buy your son. What? He asked, his voice now filled with alarm. 800 million. Take it or leave it, I said, my voice slurring. Hello? Are you still there? Just then, Cheryl gasped, her eyes wide with disbelief and excitement. Oh my God, that's Tanya Turner! I turned to see her and she approached, a bright, almost predatory smile on her face. Nora, what a surprise, she said, her voice booming, her hug almost too tight. Tanya, what are you doing here? I asked, my mind still hazy, struggling to focus. Judging a dance festival, she replied, her eyes glittering with an intensity that made me uneasy. Cheryl was practically vibrating with excitement. You two know each other? Oh my God, Nora, I'm your biggest fan, Miss Turner. Your routines are legendary. I've been following you for years. Tanya's smile widened, her gaze shifting to Cheryl. Well, aren't you sweet? It's always a pleasure to meet someone with such good taste. She then turned back to me, her voice suddenly warm and inviting. Nora, it's been so long. I was wondering if I could stay with you and Cherry while I'm in town. It would be just like old times. I hesitated, 1,000 thoughts racing through my mind. Tanya staying with us? It felt like inviting chaos into my already complicated life. I opened my mouth to politely decline, but Cheryl interrupted, her voice filled with enthusiasm. Oh, Nora, please say yes. It would be amazing. Imagine having Tanya Turner in the house. It would be an honor. Cheryl's excitement was infectious, and I found myself wavering. Tanya's eyes pleaded, Please, Nora, just for a little while. I looked from Cheryl's eager face to Tanya's expectant one. Trapped. All right, I said, my voice resigned. You can stay. Cheryl squealed with delight, pulling Tanya into another hug. This is going to be incredible. Later, as the bar closed, I walked to the underground parking garage, the dim lighting and echoing silence amplifying my unease. I felt vulnerable, exposed. Suddenly, a strong hand grabbed my wrist. I reacted instinctively, trying to pull away, but a firm grip stopped me. It's me. Justin's voice, low and close, sent a shiver down my spine. Justin, I breathed, my heart pounding. Why are you so interested in my son? He asked, his voice cold and questioning, his grip tightening slightly. He reached the underground parking garage, It was dimly lit and eerily quiet. Tanya and Cheryl walked ahead, arm in arm, laughing. I trailed a few steps behind, letting them have their moment. Then a strong hand clamped around my wrist out of nowhere. My instincts kicked in, and I swung, my fist, only for it to stop, caught mid-swing by a firm, familiar grip. "It's me," Justin Hunt said. My eyes adjusted to the shadow. He leaned in slightly. "I just have one question, Miss Smith." "And what's that?" I asked. "Why are you so interested in my son?" Was it time I told him the truth? Puzzled, I slowly replied, "I just find him very adorable and sweet. He's such a sensitive boy, and I feel like I have a connection with him. Do you want to become his mother?" He replied, almost nonchalantly. A smile tugged at my lips. I was his mother. Of course, Justin didn't know that. But still, what did he mean by become his mother? I paused. Something about this seemed off. He continued, "Miss Smith, you have a very unique way of confessing your love." I scoffed in exasperation. I found Justin to be narcissistic on a good day, but this was ridiculous. The corners of my lips spasmed, and I immediately replied, "You're mistaken. I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for a friend of mine." And then I just rushed out of his sight, expecting no answer. Meanwhile, at the school, it was 2:30 in the afternoon. Children who'd finished their afternoon snack were allowed to play while the others finished eating. Cherry had always been a very picky eater. After she was done eating the bits of her snack she wanted, she carried her little plate over and handed it to the teacher. Her big round eyes blinked as she said, "Miss Lynn, you've lost so much weight again today. You should eat a little more. When I saved you some of my vegetables." Miss Lynn was indeed on a diet, so Cherry's words hit a nerve. She thought Cherry was such a cute little girl. She couldn't resist her flattery. Miss Lynn rubbed her head gently and said, "Little Cherry is so smart. You're right. I am on a meat-free diet, so I can only eat vegetables, thank you." The other children looked at her enviously. They couldn't believe Cherry was being allowed to skip her veggies. They wanted to do the same. Cherry ran over happily to the play area to wait. She was about to pick up a Barbie when someone snatched it away. Sinead stood in front of her with her hands on her hips and said loudly, "Didn't your mother say that she was going to get a more professional dancer to evaluate you? It's already been a week, but she still hasn't gotten anyone over. You're a liar." All the other children looked over. They all understood that lying was very, very bad. Sinead continued, "You're a bad girl. We're not going to play with you." Cherry was being bullied. My heart ached. Cherry, my Cherry, standing her ground against Sinead and her little pack of wolves. Sinead, that little terror, the dance teacher's daughter, was clearly trying to break Cherry. "Yes, Cherry, you're a bad girl. We're not going to play with you," they chanted, the familiar awful rhythm of playground bullying. "Liar, liar, pants on fire, your nose is going to grow longer." I'd seen it before, the way Sinead manipulated the other kids, how she thrived on making someone cry. But Cherry, she just lifted her chin. "I didn't want to play with a selfish, rude, and uncultured kid like you in the first place," she declared, her voice clear and steady. My breath hitched. I was so proud of her. But then Sinead's face crumpled, and the wailing started. The sheer audacity of it. She was the one being mean, and she was the one crying. Miss Lynn rushed over, her expression a mix of concern and confusion. "No, I'm not. You're the rude one. You're the selfish one," Sinead sobbed, her words barely intelligible. "Why are you crying when you're the one being mean to me?" Cherry asked, her brow furrowed, genuinely puzzled. I had to bite my lip to keep from laughing. The sheer absurdity of the situation was almost comical. But it wasn't funny. Sinead's power games were damaging. The school bell rang, the sound a welcome interruption. Then, Sinead delivered her parting shot. "You're a liar, and so is your mom. My mom said that if your mom still can't get anyone by tomorrow, you can forget about joining the dance performance." And with that, she was gone, swallowed up by the crowd of arriving parents. Miss Lynn turned to Cherry, her eyes filled with concern. "Will your mommy be able to find you a dance teacher?" The dance performance. It meant so much to Cherry, to both of us. But finding a dance teacher at such short notice, I didn't know how I was going to manage it. I forced a smile, trying to hide the worry gnawing at me. "We'll figure something out," I said, my voice a little shaky. But inside I was panicking. Sinead's mother was making sure that her daughter would have her way. And now, my daughter was paying the price. Melissa hesitated, a knot of worry twisting in my gut. I knew I had to tread carefully. "Nora," she began gently, "about Cherry's dance lessons. Whitney Lowe. She's quite intimidating. I paused, searching for the right words. Why don't you ask Tanya to be Cherry's teacher? She's a professional dancer, after all. I turned away, a wave of conflicting emotions washing over me. Tanya. Just the thought of her sent a shiver down my spine. I made my way upstairs, and that's when I saw her standing near my bedroom door, a ghost from my past, solid and real. Then, as if summoned by my turbulent thoughts, Cherry appeared, her face lighting up like a Christmas tree. I heard a car honking outside. It was Cherry, who had just returned from school. Tanya immediately became excited. She left her suitcase in the hallway, went straight downstairs, and rushed out of the door happily. Cherry! Cherry, who was carrying a big school bag on her back, jumped down from the car. When she saw her, the little girl's eyes brightened, and she raced over. Aunt Tanya, you're here, Tanya said. Who's Aunt Tanya? Call me Godmom. She tossed her high into the air and caught her easily as she came down. Cherry was so excited that she couldn't stop giggling. Again, Godmom, again. After a few rounds, a tuckered-out Tanya slumped onto the sofa. She rubbed her sore arms and said, It's only been half a year since I last saw you. You're getting so big. Cherry climbed onto the sofa and massaged Tanya's shoulders with her small hands. I'm not that big. You've gotten weaker, that's all. Tanya grinned at Cherry's impudence. You guys are so noisy. I, who was lying on the bed in the next room, tossed and turned repeatedly, unable to sleep. I buried my head with a pillow and called out, Can't you go play outside? I still have to get up early tomorrow to take Cherry to school. Tanya gave a grand wave and said, Don't be silly. I'm here now. You can sleep as much as you want. I'll take Cherry to school tomorrow morning. I immediately flipped the quilt aside and sat up, walked to the study and closed the door behind me. The next day, when they reached the school gates, Cherry just so happened to see Whitney and Sinead also coming up to the school entrance as she got out of the car. Whitney stopped in her tracks when she spotted her. Sinead yelled, Liars aren't allowed to go to school. Whitney stood behind her daughter and glared at Cherry. She said coldly, Cheryl Smith, it's not good to lie. As punishment, you are to stand at the school gates and shout 100 times. I was wrong. I won't ever lie again. You can only enter after you've reflected upon your actions. Miss Lynn, who was greeting the school children at the school gates, couldn't stand it anymore. She said, Mrs. Lowe, let's not do that. There are a lot of people coming and going here. It won't be good if other parents think that we're carrying out such harsh punishment. Whitney scoffed. Why would they be unhappy? We have to hold these children to high standards if we're going to maintain a reputation of excellence as an international school. You spoil them. That's why children like Cheryl are developing bad habits. At this point, a voice reached their ears. Whitney, is bullying kids your new hobby? I thought you'd find something better to do while I was away. Tanya took off her sunglasses. She had stood back to watch because she wanted to see how Miss Lynn handled the situation. Tanya couldn't help but enjoy the shocked look on Whitney's face. The other dancer looked as if she had seen a ghost. You were a terrible dancer back in the day, and you're an even more terrible teacher now. Cherry has more talent than you'll ever dream of. How dare you? You are a joke, Whitney, Tanya said. Whitney was already rendered speechless. Whitney took a step back in fright. Everyone was utterly bewildered. No one had expected Whitney to allow herself to look so weak. Tanya fought hard not to smile too much at the sight of Whitney running away. She handed Cherry to Miss Lynn and said, Hello, I'm Tanya Turner. Cherry is very talented in dancing. Miss Lynn was shocked. Cherry's mom really got Tanya Turner to help. She looked at Tanya all starry-eyed and said, Miss Smith has done so much for her daughter. She's amazing. Seeing that Cherry had entered the school, Tanya turned and saw that Whitney was filming them from the car. She shot Whitney a sharp look. Whitney quickly put her phone away and curled up in her seat in fear. As I waited on Cherry, my phone buzzed. It was a voice message from Solo. With a hesitant breath, I pressed play. Solo's voice filled my ear, clear and steady. Nora, it's me. Justin Hunt has been excessively inquiring about you again. But that's not all. I think I know why Tanya is suddenly there with you. My eyes widened. What could Solo possibly know about Tanya's unexpected appearance? A knot of unease tightened in my stomach. Solo, I said, my voice sharp. Make sure Tanya is completely out of our lives. I don't want her anywhere near Cherry or Pete. Understood, Nora, Solo replied, his voice calm and efficient. She'll be handled. I hung up, a sense of finality settling over me. I couldn't afford any distractions, especially not now. My thoughts shifted to Justin Hunt. I picked up my phone, dialing his number. "Justin," I said, bypassing any pleasantries. "Dinner tonight." "Dinner?" he asked, a hint of surprise in his voice. "Where?" "Italian," I stated. 6 o'clock. "And bring Pete." "Italian?" he repeated, a note of confusion in his tone. "Pete doesn't like Italian." "Then find a place he does," I countered, a playful challenge in my voice. 6 o'clock. Don't be late. He sighed, a sound that was both exasperated and amused. "Fine. 6 o'clock. I'll send you the location." "Good," I said, and hung up. A strange sense of anticipation swirled within me. I wanted to see Pete, of course, but there was something else, something about Justin. A pull, a curiosity I couldn't quite define. That evening I arrived at the restaurant. It was a private room, elegant and intimate. Justin was already there, adjusting his tie, looking a little nervous. "What's Pete doing?" I asked, cutting to the chase. "He's busy making a birthday card for me. He wants to give it to me tomorrow as a gift." "He's refusing to come for dinner because he wants to finish it in time," Justin replied, his tone a touch defensive. "A birthday card?" I raised an eyebrow. "Is it your birthday tomorrow?" "Yeah, it is," Justin said, his eyes meeting mine. "Does Pete usually give you gifts?" "Yes, every year," he replied. A pang of something I couldn't quite name hit me. "I'm jealous. Can I come to your birthday party?" "Of course. Can I see the card?" He hesitated, then said, "You are welcome to come over any time, but I think you should bring your daughter with you." "Sure," I said. The food arrived, tiny portions on absurdly small plates. "Is he mocking me?" "Savor each bite," he said, a faint smile playing on his lips. I ate mechanically, bored. "What made you think the real estate industry won't do too well in the future?" I asked. "Weren't you the one who told me that?" "But some people are also saying that I was just in a bad mood that day because of something my son did." I scoffed. "If you were prone to doing business based on mood, the Hunt Corporation wouldn't be what it is today. You've always had a good eye for business." He seemed pleased, taking a sip of my apple juice. "Sorry, I picked up the wrong glass," he said, a blush creeping up his neck. "He's blushing?" I felt a strange flicker of amusement. As we left the restaurant, I felt a prickle of unease. I saw the man in the white suit again, his eyes fixed on me. That stare. It wasn't just curiosity. It was intense, almost predatory. I noticed a large signet ring on his hand. "Where's your party tomorrow?" I asked. He gave me the address. "See you then." I watched him drive away, a sense of unease settling over me. Something's not right. The next day, I told Cherry, "We're going to your father's place." "Really?" she asked, her eyes lighting up. "Can we take Tanya too?" A flicker of sadness crossed her face. "She's gone, Cherry. She won't be back for a while." Cherry's eyes drooped, a small frown forming on her face. "Oh, I wanted her to see Pete." "I know, sweetheart, but we'll have fun. Just the two of us. And you'll get to see Pete." She nodded, a small smile returning. "Okay, do I need a disguise?" I paused, then shook my head. "No, it's okay. I'm going to tell him the truth." As we drove, I noticed a white car in my rearview mirror for a moment. Then it was gone. Just my imagination. We reached Justin's villa. At the guardhouse, we were waved through. Mr. Hunt notified us. He's prepared. Suddenly, someone ran in front of the car. I slammed on the brakes. Men surrounded the SUV, banging on the windows. "Get out!" a man yelled. "What's going on?" I asked, my voice calm. "Our target is the young Mr. Hunt. Hand him over." "Your target is Mr. Hunt's son?" "Yes. If you know what's good for you, hand him over. He's all we want. Give him up, and we'll let you go. If you don't, neither of you will live to see another day." "Your target is Mr. Hunt's son?" I asked. A confirmation, not a question. "Yes, he is." "Scarface," the leader of the men said. My heart hammered against my ribs, a frantic drumbeat against the cool leather of the seat. "They want Pete, not for ransom, but for termination." The word echoed in my mind, cold and final. "If you know what's good for you, hand him over." Scarface's voice, rough and laced with threat, cut through the silence. "He's all we want. Give him up and we'll let you go. If you don't, neither of you will live to see another day." "This is my daughter, not Mr. Hunt's son," I explained. "What, she looks like him though." "Are you trying to fool us? Get out now and hand the kid over?" Scarface demanded. "They think I'm a normal woman." A flicker of grim amusement sparked within me. They had no idea. They're expecting a fight. They were counting on brute force, on a display of physical prowess. But I wasn't going to give them the satisfaction. I wasn't going to play their game. Instead, I focused on the details. The way Scarface's men shifted, the subtle tension in their stances. They're nervous. They were used to overwhelming force, to quick, brutal takedowns they weren't prepared for. Something else. I reached for my phone, my fingers moving with practiced efficiency. I wasn't going to engage in a physical altercation, not here, not now. I was going to leverage the very technology they thought they'd neutralized. Ben Loris, I said, my voice cutting through the air like a razor. That's your name, isn't it? His eyes widened, a flicker of surprise and unease crossing his features. Where do you live? Who's your family? I continued, my voice low and steady. I didn't wait for him to answer. My fingers danced across the screen, bypassing security protocols, accessing public records. Information is power. And I had just found a whole arsenal. I held up my phone, the screen displaying his personal information, his family's addresses, their faces. Remember, if anything happens to young Mr. Hunt, I'll come for you, no matter who did it. The color drained from his face. Fear is a powerful weapon, more powerful than any punch. They won't stop coming, he stammered, his voice laced with desperation. Too many people want him dead. What did you say? I asked, my voice dangerously soft. He told me about the live chat room, the kill orders, the other groups waiting in the shadows. He's been living like this? A wave of cold fury washed over me. Do you know who took out the contract on him? I asked, my voice tight. He hesitated, then gave me the names of Mr. Hunt's business rivals. They're all playing a dangerous game. Remember what I told you? I said, my eyes locking with his. Anything happens to the boy and I'm coming after you. I turned away, the weight of his fear and the knowledge of the threats against Pete settling heavily on my shoulders. We're not safe here. Let's go, I said, starting the car. We shouldn't delay your father's birthday celebrations. As I pulled away, I made a silent vow. I'll protect him, no matter the cost. Turning a corner, I stopped the SUV. I needed to think, to strategize. Justin can't know the truth yet, not the full extent of it. It would only complicate things, make him reckless. Meanwhile, inside the Hunt estate, a different kind of tension was brewing. Pete, his small face serious, stood before Justin in his study. Justin was preening in front of the mirror, trying to decide which suit and tie combination made him look the least old. Daddy, I have to tell you something, Pete said, his voice firm. Justin raised an eyebrow, his attention momentarily diverted from his reflection. What is it? You have a daughter, Pete blurted out. Justin froze, his eyes widening. He turned to Pete, his expression a mix of shock and confusion. Oh, where is she? You'll meet her very soon, Pete replied, just as his phone beeped. He glanced at the screen. It was an audio message from Cherry. Mommy says she doesn't want to tell Daddy anymore. Don't say anything, okay? Pete's tiny form stiffened. He looked up at Justin, who was staring at him intently. Daddy, look at me, Pete said, trying to mimic Cherry. Am I cute? Aren't I adorable? Do I look like a little girl? Justin was utterly bewildered. His son's sudden personality shift was jarring, to say the least. Pete quietly turned and walked away, a sigh escaping his lips. This is too much for a kid. Back in the SUV, I restarted the engine, the hum of the motor a soothing counterpoint to the turmoil within me. We'll leave. We'll disappear. I'd make sure Pete was safe, even if it meant taking him away from his father. As I approached the Hunt estate, the imposing gates loomed before me. I took a deep breath, forcing a smile. Time to play my part. The doorbell rang, and I watched through the window as Justin, looking uncharacteristically flustered, opened the door. It wasn't Pete. It was Chester. A wave of irritation washed over me. Distractions. Then, Tina York arrived. Her presence tightened the knot in my stomach. Another complication. I stepped forward, ready to face whatever lay beyond the door. But Tina intercepted me, her voice sharp and dismissive. Why are you here? Why can't I be here? I replied, my voice cool. You are not his equal, Miss Smith. I'd suggest that you stop daydreaming. Also, Mr. Hunt has said that it's not convenient for him to host female guests at home today. Please leave. She slammed the door in my face. They underestimate me. Inside, I heard Justin's voice. Who was it? Oh, Tina replied, her voice saccharine sweet. It's nothing. The building management staff came to wish you a happy birthday, but they said that they won't come in and disturb you. Justin blinked in surprise. Building management, he'd said. They did come every year, but always in the evening. A wave of restless irritability washed over him, and he stood abruptly, staring at the door with frosty displeasure. Chester, glued to his phone, asked, "Are you waiting for someone, Justin?" "No, I'm not," he replied automatically, his gaze fixed on the door. At the door, Tina smiled, a flicker of triumph in her eyes. She thinks she's won. She'd been afraid Justin had invited me. Now she was sure I was just some random interloper. Just then Pete ran out, his voice sharp. "Daddy, I heard that you refused to let Mommy in." Justin's eyes darkened. He strode to the door and yanked it open. There I stood. "I've been told it's not convenient for you to host female guests today, Mr. Hunt," I asked, my voice low and leisurely. He's flustered. A tremor ran through him. His frustration vanished. "It is indeed inconvenient to host other female guests," he replied, a smile appearing, "because we're expecting a special little female guest today." But her eyes were filled with anger. She pointed at Tina. "The lady said she's not letting us in." Justin frowned, looking at Tina. Tina was dumbfounded. She clenched her fists. "Mr. Hunt, I wasn't lying. You said it was inconvenient to host female guests." I misunderstood. "As for the building management staff..." She looked at me, sighed, and said, "Mr. Hunt hates women showing up without his consent. I was afraid he'd get mad. So a white lie. He invited you. I hope you understand." Convincing. She was good. Too good. A long, manipulative speech sounding like the truth. I rolled my eyes. "Am I supposed to thank you, then?" "No, it's fine," she smiled. "I made a mistake." Fortunately, there were no misunderstandings. Cherry and I entered the villa. Tina followed. Inside, I spotted the birthday card. "Is this the birthday card your son made for you?" Pete stared at Cherry's makeup, then at the card, then at Justin. Justin gave him a look. "Yes." Pete shrugged. I looked at the card, my heart swelling. Cherry and Pete played together for a bit. After dinner, Cherry gave Justin her present. Then I took her home. I didn't say anything to Justin about the attack. I was too scared. What if he took Pete and hid him? I wouldn't be able to find him. I just couldn't risk it. Pete finally picked up the birthday card, handed it to Justin, and commented disdainfully, "Daddy, your handwriting is ugly." Justin pursed his lips. He had deliberately imitated Pete's handwriting while making the card. He entered the study. Pete remained in the living room. Justin sat behind his desk, a frown creasing his brow. He was still irked by the near miss with Tina and the strange, almost distant way Nora had been acting. Something was off. Suddenly his phone rang. He glanced at the screen. Unknown number. He hesitated, then answered. "Justin Hunt," he said, his voice clipped. "Mr. Hunt," a low, gravelly voice replied. "I have some information about your son." Justin's spine stiffened. "Who is this?" "That's not important," the voice continued, a hint of amusement in its tone. "What is important is that your son is in danger. Grave danger." "What are you talking about?" Justin demanded, his voice rising. "There are parties who wish him harm," the voice said, drawing out the words. "Very powerful parties. They have resources, connections, and they won't stop until they get what they want." Justin's heart pounded in his chest. "What do they want?" "They want him gone," the voice said bluntly, "and they're willing to pay a great deal to make it happen." A cold dread washed over Justin. He thought of Pete, his son, his only son. "Why are you telling me this?" he asked, his voice barely a whisper. "Because," the voice replied, a hint of something unreadable in its tone. "I believe you deserve to know. And because I might be able to help." "Help?" Justin echoed, his mind reeling. "Yes," the voice said, "but it will come at a price. A price you might not be willing to pay." The line went dead. Justin stared at the phone, his hand trembling. Pete, he was in danger, real danger. He stood abruptly, his mind racing. He had to protect him. He had to find out who these people were, what they wanted. Justin was shaken by the mysterious call. He ordered Chester to follow him to his office. "Tell me what you got." He ordered. Chester said, "Your uncle bribed people to kidnap Pete again. They supposedly even gave them photos this time." Justin frowned. "Nothing about Pete must be leaked." Chester nodded. "Yes, Justin." Justin instructed, "Create a screening system. That way, if photos of Pete surface anywhere on the internet, we'll be notified right away." This was the only way they could strictly prevent information on Pete from being leaked. Chester replied, "Yes, on it." In the study at the Hunts' villa, the psychiatrist placed 2 pill bottles in front of Justin and said, "Let him take 1 pill a day from this one, and 2 a day from this one, Mr. Hunt. This is a special prescription for Pete's mental disorder, but I've designed the pills to look like normal vitamins. We can try these for a while and see if Pete stabilizes again. Justin stared at the 2 pill bottles. To be honest, he had wanted to take it slow. After all, Pete's condition had improved after they returned to New York. He hadn't had any relapses for a while. After the psychiatrist left, he walked out of the study to see the nanny sorting out the gifts he'd received. At the sight of him, the nanny said, "Mr. Hunt, this watch is from Mr. Chester, this is from Mr. Sean, and this is from Mr. Lawrence. There's also this. It's a scarf from Miss York." Justin frowned and said, "Put everything in the storage room. As for the scarf, I have no need for it myself, but it's getting cold. Please accept it. You can wear it when you go out to run errands." Justin stood in place after the nanny left, a troubled look on his face. He tried to think of subtle ways to remind Nora that she had not given him a gift. While thinking about this, he went to Pete's room, placed the 2 pill bottles on his desk and said, "These are your new vitamins. Remember to take them every day." Pete was currently reading at the big desk. He said, "I'm not taking these." Justin replied, "They're vitamins that are important for your health. You have to take them." Pete fell silent for a moment before he asked, "Can they boost brain power?" Justin frowned, confused by the question. "Probably." Pete pushed the bottles to him and said, "Maybe you should take them then." Justin's expression instantly darkened and he said, "Peter Hunt, I have an IQ of 301. Pete glanced at him disdainfully and said, "It's said that people with high intellects have low emotional intelligence. That's probably why you're having a hard time making a connection with Mommy." Pete was disappointed about the party. He had hoped Nora and Justin would learn to like each other today, but instead his dad had just annoyed his mom. He pushed the 2 bottles of vitamins toward Justin again and said, "Remember to take them every day. They can boost both your brain power and your emotional power." Justin walked out of Pete's room sullenly. At the Anderson Villa, me and Cherry were trying to sleep when Cherry asked, "Mommy, when will Pete come visit?" I smiled, though a familiar ache settled in my chest. "I don't know, sweetie, but I hope very soon. I wish he lived with us," she whispered, her eyes shining with a longing that mirrored my own. "We'd have so much fun." "Me too, darling," I said, pulling her closer. "You two would be the best of friends." Cherry tilted her head, her brow furrowed in thought. "Mommy, I think Pete looks like me." "Like you?" I asked, surprised. "What do you mean?" "He has the same eyes," she said, tracing a finger along her cheek. "And the same little nose, just like me." I smiled, relieved. It was a sweet, innocent observation. "That's because you're twins, Cherry." Then her expression changed, a flicker of fear crossing her delicate features. "Even that bad man with a gun thought so," she exclaimed. My heart clenched. "What bad man, Cherry?" "The one who tried to take me," she said, her voice barely a whisper. "He thought I was Pete." My heart skipped a beat. "Cherry, you don't have to worry about any bad man. Your mom will protect you from everyone, okay?" I assured my girl, "I know, Mama. But what about Pete?" she whispered. "Him too. I won't let anything happen to you both. I promise." I smiled. Justin had always been careful whenever he left the house, especially if Pete was with him. As a child, he had been kidnapped, so his son's safety was of paramount importance. That was his main reason for hiring private tutors to homeschool Pete. Justin ensured that there was no information about Pete on the internet. No pictures, not even his name. Most of the people in New York weren't even aware of him. Justin wanted his son as well protected as possible until he could fend for himself. He decided to take Pete out for lunch that day, but he brought 8 bodyguards. The bodyguards were separated into 2 cars. One was in front of Justin's car, while the other was behind them. While the cars slowed to a halt in traffic, Tina got out of her car in high heels and stopped in front of them. She shouted, "Mr. Hunt, I have something to tell you." The passenger door of the middle vehicle opened, and Tina breathed a sigh of relief. Just as she thought it was Justin, she saw Chester getting out of the car. He grabbed Tina by the arm and pulled her out of the way to the side. Tina narrowed her eyes and shook off his arm. She straightened her back and said, "I really have to talk to Mr. Hunt. It's about his son, so I need to see him in person." Chester said mockingly, "Miss York, what exactly do you have to say to Mr. Hunt that you need to do in person?" Tina, whose intentions had been exposed, became furious. However, she knew that it was probably useless to insist on seeing Justin, so she gave in. She said, "I accidentally caught Pete live streaming a game. Mr. Hunt has always been very strict with Pete. Isn't there something strange about him being allowed to live stream? Chester scoffed and replied, "You're sure doing everything you can to get close to Mr. Hunt. That's a pretty outrageous claim." He continued, "Pete doesn't play games. He doesn't even talk much. There's no way he would live stream." Tina panicked upon seeing that he didn't believe her and said, "It's true? He's already trending on social media." "He's trending on social media?" Chester was puzzled. He raised his eyebrows and said, "Oh, really? Show me then." However, she refused to give in. "This concerns Pete, so I can only show Mr. Hunt. Tell him about it and let him add me on Facebook. I'll send him the information, okay?" Chester smiled and replied, "Okay, I'll be sure to tell him." He then turned, got into the third car, and drove off to catch up to the others. As he adjusted his seatbelt, a bodyguard asked, "Is what that woman said true, Chester?" Chester sneered. "How can that be? Pete, a live streamer? Are you kidding me?" He picked up his cell phone, opened the social media apps, and checked the trending topics. There wasn't anything related to Pete from the first to the last. But he couldn't risk overlooking anything, so he called Hunt Corporation's IT security department and asked, "Is the screening system that Mr. Hunt asked for done?" The IT security department chief replied, "We've been working overtime since yesterday on it. I reckon we'll finish it tonight." "Okay, send it to me when it's done," he responded. Chester hung up. As an executive assistant, he needed to filter certain content by himself. He would make sure that all of Miss Smith's messages would get to Mr. Hunt. As for everyone else, he had to verify the authenticity first. After lunch, they returned to the villa. A petrified Scarface was brought to Justin as he sat in the villa's living room. His face was white and covered in sweat. His speech was unclear as he begged for mercy. "Mr. Hunt, your female bodyguard already spoke to us. We promise we won't try to kidnap your son anymore. We've even been protecting him from people all this time. At least 3 groups of people wanted to attack him over the last 2 days." Justin sat up, puzzled. "My female bodyguard?" "Yes, the one driving the SUV yesterday who's protecting your son." "An SUV? Nora?" he thought. The stern look on his face mellowed a little. "So she does care about me, right?" he wondered. "If not, why would she quietly teach Scarface a lesson and not tell me anything?" Justin smiled. The interrogation of Scarface brought a shocking revelation. Multiple groups were targeting Pete, and Nora, acting independently, had intervened. This revelation stirred a complex mix of emotions in Justin. He felt a surge of warmth, interpreting Nora's actions as a silent declaration of care, a stark contrast to his earlier feelings of neglect. He began to believe she truly cared for him. However, the lingering danger surrounding Pete and the mystery of the competing factions remained unresolved. Why are so many groups targeting Pete, and who are they? What are Nora's true motives for protecting Pete, and why is she keeping it a secret from Justin? Will Chester find any evidence of Pete's online activity, and what will the screening system reveal? Will Justin confront Nora about her actions, and how will she respond?